Brynhanda a croeso to our first Up the Archer of the year. I'm Will Shepherd.
And I'm Dan Thomas.
We've got an action-packed show coming up for you this afternoon before we switch over to a live stream of our women's football match against Exeter here at King Coyd. We're going to be chatting about our rugby teams who are both on the road, catching up with our hockey players who are at home, and of course discussing last night's headline result.
But before all that, on Saturday night, a crew of us went down to the Movember finale between Cardiff Met Cricket and Cardiff Met Rugby Ultras. To report on that, we sent down our Movember lover, Georgie Haynes.
Cardiff Met Rugby Club are taking on Cardiff Met Cricket Club in a fixture all in aid of Movember. The boys are swapping their usual boots for their football boots to raise money and awareness for the cause.
Movember is a campaign raising awareness and funds for men's health through the power of the moustache. The evening wasn't just about the tash, however, but the incredible efforts both teams had put in to support the charity. The teams went above and beyond, running, cycling and climbing major distances throughout the month. It was all concluded with some friendly football competition on King Coyd campus.
It's about speaking about the things that are hard to talk about, speak about men's mental health. There's a lot of issues around it, big stigma. And it's all about boys feeling comfortable with each other, having a bit of fun and being able to speak freely. I think having cricket and rugby coming together, doing in effect a social together for a good cause, enjoying each other's company, shaking hands at the end of the game and making sure each other's all right at the end of the day.
Cardiff Metropolitan sports students were proud of their achievements across November. The supporters of the evening were treated to a goal-fest match that ended in a 7-4 scoreline to the cricket club. But the biggest achievement of the night was the two teams raising over £10,000 combined.
It makes me quite proud that we've come together, all the sort of young adults, and raised a lot of money for a great charity. It's great. Obviously the rugby club has been fantastic, but everyone else that come out has been great, and we've really enjoyed ourselves a lot. There is that stigma that no one talks. I mean, especially in the cricket club here, we've done a lot of events where we basically just sit down and have a chat with each other. It doesn't have to be about Movember and stuff like that. Yeah, it's just a great way to get together. Everyone's bought into it as well. That's the main thing.
So whether it was for the love of the game or the love of the tash, Cardiff Met Rugby Club and Cardiff Met Cricket Club have really kicked it out of the park tonight, raising money and awareness for such a good cause. I've been Georgie Haynes, and this has been the Movember football match.
And what a fantastic occasion that was for everyone. I'm lucky enough now to be joined by Chris Cole, who was in goal on Saturday night for the cricket team. Chris, first of all, congratulations on raising over £6,400. Talk me through the hectic month.
Yeah, it's been really busy. Thanks for having me, by the way. It's been madly busy. We've been doing quiz nights, games nights. There's been lads running. There's been guys doing the 3 peaks challenges. It's been a manic month for us, but it's been a really good month and raising money for a good cause.
Yeah, and you know, some boys, I was seeing that they had to average around 12 kilometres a day running. I was speaking to Cam Melly and Owen Bailey there. It must have been so physically exhausting and mentally for them.
Yeah, I can imagine, like especially after maybe a long Wednesday night, they had to get up on Thursday and run again. But no, Cam, Alex and Owen did a massive job. Like it was to raise that much money. I think Owen and Riggsy raised over £1,000 each, which is immense.
Cricket, of course, is a summer sport here in the UK, but we know that you've got the indoor Premier League going on at the moment. Can you just explain to us and the viewers the structure of that league and how it all works?
Yeah, so there's 6 teams and we play each other twice, and it's also a great way for lads to stay connected during, like you said, the winter months where cricket isn't the main sport. So we play each other twice, and there's a league, and then there's a semi-final and a final, and it's included to all players in the club, and it's live streamed. So it's a great occasion.
You're also part of the UCCE. How important is it for you to find the balance between your studies and pursuing your dream as a professional cricketer?
Yeah, it's massively important. It's been a challenge with all the gym and all the training, but no, to get that balance right, so to make sure I'm reading up all my notes and stuff, it's been tough, but it's really important. Just having to plan ahead is the main thing.
I've heard that the club are looking to do a pre-season tour to India. How's that looking? Any fundraisers planned yet? I know as a club how great you are as a community, pulling yourself together, doing these fundraisers. How's that coming along?
We haven't planned anything of yet. Just Movember's been massively busy, but I'm sure after Christmas we'll hit the ground running. There'll be lots of, maybe probably a 24-hour cricket game again, like we did last year to go to Sri Lanka. But I think as soon as we get that planned, it'll be some big events.
Yeah, and last year it was a shame, seeing Cardiff University winning BUCS. It's not ideal, is it? And as you were the previous winners the year before that, how's pre-season coming along? Have you started nets yet, or is it more after Christmas you'll be going back in and carrying on with the training?
No, we're massively already. We're probably 5-6 weeks in already. Nets started in September, trials, and yeah, the lads can't wait. And obviously we won it a couple of years ago, so it's a massive thing for us, and we can't let Cardiff Uni win again. So yeah, we've started and we're ready to go when the season comes around.
What are those matches against Cardiff University like? Do they have the same kind of atmosphere as we see at the Cardiff Clash in the rugby?
I think cricket's slightly different, where it's a bit more nibbly, like towards certain players. I mean, because the atmosphere isn't there, you sort of create your own battles with different players, but it's definitely there. Like on a Cardiff Clash day on a Wednesday, like we love beating Cardiff. I think that's a thing in the university. So no, everyone's always really up for it.
And explain to everyone then, as in the summer when your games are going along, there's obviously isn't a cricket. Well, it's not a cricket campus, and there's no pitches here, there's no wickets, so it's a bit of a shame, really. Would you like to see, as in you've got to travel to Lisvane, St Fagans, would it be nice to have some sort of pitch here where everyone can come down and watch the games? Surely you'd bump up the crowd and you get more people down then.
100%, and it would be lovely to have something on campus where people can come, just sit, do their work in the sun, sit on the grass maybe. It's obviously tough with space and it's not used all year round, but it would, if there was developments in the future, it'd be excellent to see one of them.
That sounds like a perfect day out to me. Yeah. I know I'd be keen to come down. I'm sure we'd probably have a couple of beers or two.
And we could even live stream it possibly.
We could live stream it, yeah. Just coming back to Movember, who would you say within the cricket club was the person with the best moustache?
I'm going to go Will Maltby, had the handlebars down here, look really good actually. I hope he keeps it.
Did you give it a crack yourself?
I tried and failed, but no, some of us can't do it, which is a shame.
What about you in your undergrad days, Dan? Did you manage to pull off Movember?
Well, as it goes, I only started growing a beard when I was 22, so yeah, I didn't bother. But yeah, as in I did attempt it once, and it didn't look good, so yeah, I shaved it off and yeah, maybe went for the full look with a beard as well.
Yeah, well, a bit like you, Chris. I was blonde, and when I was on my undergrad, I really struggled to pull off a moustache. It's only recently I've been able to do one. But thank you very much for joining us and telling us about the Movember fundraising efforts from the cricket and rugby clubs. It wasn't just cricket and rugby that were taking part in Movember, of course. There were a whole range of different moustache styles sported across campus this last month.
Met does Movember.
At night.
A double header against Exeter this afternoon in the rugby. Now in the women's, Exeter are of course top of the BUCS Super Rugby table, Dan, so really tough opposition for Met.
Yeah, I remember when they came up at the start of the year to play Met on Rugby 1, I thought that's probably one of the best defensive performances I've ever seen from an away opponent coming here to Met campus. Just like Met's attacking just couldn't get through their lines. Their defensive line was unbelievable. And I do think if Met stand a chance today, they're going to have like a powerhouse like Catherine Stewart, who's an unbelievable flanker. She works so hard, she tackles, gets over every ruck. She is everywhere. And then we've got the speedsters then, Amy Williams, Morgan Burke. They've scored so many tries combined this year, and I think if they do stand a chance, you'll need those. And a special mention as well, though, to Dana Mugabe. She's an absolute powerhouse. Every time she comes off that bench, she gives in her all. Her hits are remarkable. I would not like to be on the end of those hits. She is so strong, so powerful, and she is a top hard worker. And then, I reckon they might not do it, unfortunately. I think my prediction is 22-19 Exeter, but I'm really hoping for a Met win. Following that then, the men's. Will, you've been watching a lot of the men's recently. You've commented yourself on them. How are you looking at that game?
Yeah, it's an absolutely crucial game for the men this afternoon. But Met, Durham and Exeter are all just a couple of points away from one another in that crucial battle for fourth place, which we know is the final place that you can end up in the regular season and still guarantee yourself a home quarter-final, which of course Met really want come the post-season. In terms of their team news, they're boosted by the fact that Steph Crimp is returning from injury, so he was out last week, missed that win against Swansea. He's played 10 and he's played 13 this season. Well, he's coming back in this time to play 15. Still missing Jack Carrington, who had to pull out on the day last week. His replacement, Tian Evans, of course, as you'll remember, impressed with that wonder try over in the corner in the second half. He is still in the side. He's going to be on the bench today. And then the other newcomer to the side last week, Jack Staton, retains his place in the centres. Last week he was at 13 with Johnson at 12. Johnson's out this week, Wilmot returning from injury. Lots of changes going on, but Staton, after impressing against Swansea, keeps his place and moves to 12. So big match for Met. I certainly think we can do it. We've not played Exeter yet this season, and it's these games away from home against teams in the top half of the table where we have to be picking up results. It's not the only game before Christmas where we will see our two teams together in a double header. Of course, next week is the second Cardiff clash of the year at the Arms Park. So we'll have the women's game coming up first and then the men's game. More on that later on. Our badminton players are also in action this afternoon on a busy afternoon of sport on campus. They are playing Bournemouth and the first set has just got underway. Dan, tell me, how is your badminton?
Believe it or not, Will, it's one of the few sports I do back myself playing against someone. I don't know why, but I find badminton quite fun and it's, something I'm all right at, I'll say.
That doesn't surprise me, you saying that. I've heard you back yourself in a few sports, actually, Dan. But that's not the only badminton that has been being played recently in Cardiff. Last week, the Welsh International Open took place at the Sport Wales National Centre. We sent our reporters Alex Hyman and Ayanna Strickland down to find out more.
As they say, many hands make light work, and at the Onyx Welsh International Open, this definitely was true. With almost a whole year of planning and organising for just 5 days, all of their effort truly paid off.
It takes a lot of organisation. We've got players coming internationally, umpires coming internationally. There's a lot of coordination. I must say a huge shout out to the Sport Wales team because they do a lot behind the scenes to also help set the event up.
The tournament welcomes many international players from all around the world, but its relevance to Wales is one focused on development.
I mean, it's absolutely perfect. I mean, there's a huge qualifying event here as well. So it means that all our sort of developing players, some of our junior players, it's a perfect place to start. And again, it's absolutely essential that all our best juniors and sort of senior players get the chance to play at this level.
Inclusion of all ages is essential to small sports like badminton. The experience and know-how from the older participants really impact the view the younger generations have for the sport.
It's very important, not just for the current players, obviously because they have the crowd behind them and that helps. So it's really important for the current players, but it's for the next generation of players as well. The youngsters that come and watch with their parents, they're playing in their clubs, they're getting coaching, and they see badminton at this level and they think, wow, that's what I want to do, So it's really important from that perspective, yeah.
With a history of hosting future champions, the Welsh International Open continues to reign as one of the world's oldest badminton tournaments at 73 years in 2024.
Standout memories that I've got from my career was winning this event, and I'm hoping in years to come we've got performance players who are doing very well. So hopefully in the years to come we've got Isha, Harper and Saffron.
If you are rallying for a good time and you weren't in Sophia Gardens for the Onyx Welsh International Open, then you definitely missed out.
And I've got an interesting feature here, and it's something I really want to get right, so I better do it properly. During that competition, Jack Wilson, a Welsh para-badminton player, became the first player from the UK to compete in an able-body competition. A fantastic achievement for Jack, and it was something he could be really proud of.
Yeah, hopefully he's watching today, but well done to Jack. We're now going to hand you over to our football commentators, Alex Hyman and Will Richards, who are on the gantry ahead of our match against Exeter. Alex, a busy week for you.
Thank you very much, Dan and Will. Yes, we're up here by the football pitch, up in the gantry, and I'm very delighted to be joined by Will Richards and Cardiff Met player India Shanahan. India, we'll start with you. You're obviously out injured today with a hamstring injury, I believe. Yeah. How's the recovery going, and when can we expect to see you back?
So I'm a week into my recovery now, so I've still got, I think, a fair few weeks to go. So I will be missing the rest of the season, unfortunately, so next season I will be back.
Okay, well, fingers crossed we can have you back as soon as possible, because we need you back on that pitch scoring goals. But looking ahead to today, Will, you've obviously been in and around the football scene for the last few weeks watching the games. What can we expect today from Exeter and Cardiff Met?
Well, I think from a Cardiff Met perspective, we can definitely see a more attacking game today from them. They've obviously changed the formation, moving away from the 5-3-2, so we can expect a more attacking focus. I think getting Malenga up down that left-hand side is going to be crucial today as well. And not only that, the players will also be looking to cement a spot in the starting lineup, with obviously the expectation of a new manager coming in soon as well. So there's a lot to play for from a Cardiff Met perspective.
Yeah, it's right. There's obviously big things happening behind the scenes, and we can probably expect to hear soon. But thinking about that formation change, what's the reasoning and thought process behind that, India?
So we definitely want to be more attacking in our next few games. Obviously, we need to beat Exeter if they're sat one space above us. And I just think pushing the players with the likes of Anna Horton, Ruby Collerton, Sally Grimm, who have all just got so much pace, just getting them up the pitch will just create a lot more chances for us.
Is that what could be a key factor today, that the sort of pace and the consistency of the pushing forward, is that going to be key for Met today?
Yeah, definitely. I think if we can get those players forward, that means we can push the entire team up, which means we don't have to sit in such a low block and invite pressure onto us. We can just play how we want to play.
And Will, is that something that you've seen the last few games from up here in the gantry watching on?
Yeah, definitely. Against USW, they played very deep, as you said, whereas the game against Essex, it was a complete change in style of play, a lot more possession, the ball on the ground, and obviously they had success with that. So I think moving away into a more attacking formation is going to do very well for the Met side of things today. However, they do have to be prepared for the attacking threat of Exeter. They scored a lot of goals, very, very dangerous players as well. So on the flip side, yes, attack and go take the game to them, but you have to be prepared to do the hard defensive work as well.
Definitely.
That's something that Met, you haven't struggled with scoring goals. You pretty much scored in every game. But defensively, how will you line up today? What will they need to bring to sort of make sure that Exeter don't go through them too easily?
I just think we need to be more, we just need to keep the ball more instead of forcing it so much forward. I think because we've got so much pace in the team, the defenders just like to get the ball up as quickly as possible. I think they do panic sometimes on the ball. But I think with this change of formation, we can, with a 4 at the back, instead we can bring the goalie into the build as well and just keep the ball as much as we can and just tire out Exeter.
What was the sort of pattern of play when you met Exeter last time? You were obviously away, made the trip down the M5. Do you remember much? That was about a month ago, that match. It was a 2-1 loss, but what do you remember of that?
I remember the game, obviously not the result we wanted. The pitch wasn't what we're used to playing on at all, going from 3G to grass. It is very different. We couldn't, I don't think we could quite play football properly that day. I just it just wasn't good enough, to be honest with you.
Just one of those days.
And do you think on the flip side of that as well, for an Exeter perspective, moving away from grass onto a 3G pitch, obviously we can see the pitch here is very wide, it's a very, very big pitch compared to a lot of pitches teams play on. Do you think that can play an effect for Exeter today?
I think that could have an effect on Exeter. I think they could come out, and play some good football on this pitch, because we know they can play good football on a grass pitch. So that is going to be a threat for us. I think them getting forward as well today, the ball will move a lot faster on this ground compared to grass.
Very good. Well, not long till kick-off now. Let's hope Cardiff Met can replicate what Wales did in Cardiff last night. Back to you in the studio, Dan and Will.
Well, from badminton to football to tennis, Carlos Alcaraz recently showed off his drop shot skills in a social media clip that took the world by storm. That was picked up by a couple of our second-year tennis players who thought that they would give it a go themselves.
Right, let's have a look at this then. Oh. That is outrageous.
That's unreal.
Drop shot into the bin, outrageous. He's drop shots into the bin.
We've got 3 different size bins. He's going to try the big one first.
There is no way he makes it in that small one. I refuse to believe.
Yeah, let's do it. Already nervous. Yeah.
Alright, so for this challenge we're going to be using the diadem balls. You ready, Stu?
First try. Ready?
Ready?
Ah. Oh, wow.
No chance.
Too much.
They're supposed to go inside the bucket, Stu.
Oh,
yeah.
No.
Get back. Stop cheating, mate. Stop cheating. Absolutely not. Oh, maybe. Well, that's...
Woo! On fire.
Yeah, but that's just so mid. Go for the same one. Oh, unlucky, mate. Imagine if you got that in.
I really want that one. I really want that one.
I don't think you do, mate. You don't want it at all. See? Told you.
I was so close to that one the whole time.
Terrible. Stu did absolutely terrible. I mean, you got 2 in that one, but mid.
A little bit too much pace. Is either too much or not enough. Ugh. If you get 1, I'll be impressed. That's more difficult than you think.
Well, it's quite far, actually. Oh my God. That's why I'm not getting them in, because the feeling is just poor. Oh my God!
That doesn't count.
I am better than Carlos Alcaraz.
We need VAR on that one.
I'm better than... That's gone in. I don't want it no more. I've already done it. Put
There
the balls
it
in
is.
the basket, Stu. There you go, buddy.
Oh, this guy. I'm not a fan.
I got one of them. Stu, you got what?
2
the middle one.
2 in the middle.
You can't do it on the way. Unlucky, mate.
Fair play.
I honestly don't think Alcaraz makes it into that grey one. I don't think so.
How did I lose? I don't even think that went in.
It went in.
Right.
Sam.
We are lucky enough to have a really strong hockey club here on campus, and at 4:15 today, the women's first team will host Bournemouth. They haven't played since a 3-1 victory over Swansea on the 15th of November.
Joining us now are Ella Bradley and Pip Venner. Pip, who is also first team vice captain and I believe captain today. Now the team must be itching to get back out on the pitch after not playing for the last 2 weeks, a bye last time, and then their match against Bristol cancelled 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, I think it's a good game for us to come back from. Obviously with the weather not being on our side, we haven't had a game, so I think we're all looking forward to being back together and playing. We haven't played Bournemouth before, so I think it'll be a good test. Play a new side and see how well we've done having not played for the last 2 weeks.
How do you prepare for games like that? You obviously haven't played Bournemouth before. How do you approach that match? Have you got any analyst clips from their previous games, or is it just go in there with your own game plan and just crack on with that?
We have analysts. We haven't had anything from Bournemouth, but we have had stuff previous from our games and stuff, so we will sort of stick to our game plan, see how they come out in the first quarter, and adapt if we need to from there.
And then Ella, as in the support you get here on campus is notorious, is known, it's really good. How does that help you as a home side?
Really well, as you've got all of the outside with S&C getting us prepared, but then also on the sideline as well, the support that comes with watching, like, sort of boosts us to actually like get the win.
And we were hoping for a first team doubleheader this afternoon. That's not happening with the men's match against Exeter being cancelled. I believe the twos are playing Cardiff Uni. You've, of course, got Bournemouth. Can we get 2 wins from those two teams?
I hope so. I think the men's twos have been on a really good winning streak recently, with most of their results being pretty high figures. So hopefully they'll deliver the win and we can do the same.
Of course, we've just come out of Movember. A lot of the teams have been supporting that. How has the men's hockey team got behind Movember this year?
Some of them have dyed their hair, I think horrifically maybe, I don't know. Some of them like it. They've also been doing lots of pitch lengths. They've kind of split it up. I think they've done about 100 or something pitch lengths between them. So yeah, they've all got their tashes as well going on. So yeah, they've done really well, to be fair.
Great. Well, thank you very much for joining us and giving us a preview of the hockey that's coming up this afternoon. Last Friday, Kincoid campus played host to an international football as Wales met England in a colleges match. Let's see how the two teams got on.
And away we go. Wales colleges versus England colleges. Two international rivals with a steep history. Starting from the back, the two centre-backs just knocking it round themselves, switching the player over to the left. And that's a killer pass through the middle, allowing England maybe for the first chance of the game. The number 9's broken into the box, the shots come away! And England take the lead. There's a fantastic pass cutting the Welsh defence in half. And England's number 9 latches onto it, took the ball wide, and it's shot wrong-footed Osborne in the Welsh goal. Seems to be Wales in a 4-3-3 formation as well. Currently being outplayed by England as that ball's launched forwards, and there could be a chance here. The keeper's made a mistake. Confusion in the English defence. Wales progressing up the far side. The ball cut back inside now. Finding the captain onto his right foot. He shoots! And it's a fantastic goal from the number 11. Left the keeper with absolutely no chance. Again, the ball just being knocked around, and that's great footwork from Denery, who with a fantastic finish finds the back of the net. And against the run of play, Wales go 2-1 up. And due to England's misfortune in front of goal, as the ball played again through Denery for a second of the game. The ball flicked over the keeper and he will tuck that one away. 3-1 now. The ball played through the English centre-back. Tried to make the tackle, but the ball just deflected up over the goalkeeper. Looking to take advantage of the numbers. Looking for a way back into this game. As the overlap was played to the byline, the ball in first time. And again, a Welsh head is there, only as far as the edge of the box. And England playing the 1-2. Again bursting into the box, shot comes in! And Osborne with a massive save. As the ball sting forwards, Plummer's onside. England have men forwards here. Plummer. Englishmen bursting into the box. He's past Munwera. He squares it. He took the shot on. There may have been a better option, but the ball cannoned off the post. Anderson completes and the ball finds to Denery, who strikes on the right foot. And that's a fantastic goal from the Welsh number 11 again. What a way to secure your hat-trick. Denery rifling the ball past Neil Grove. It's a back heel from Anderson has allowed Denery to get into the box again. And Denery slots it home. Well, once he's in that position, you know what happens next. Denery gets Wales' 5th goal of the game and his 4th. And Denery now accelerating into the box. Still going, Denery through and again around the keeper. And he's got another. 5 goals for Denery now. It's 6-1. And there's a riot going on here at Kincoid. And the referee blows for the full-time whistle here at Kincoid. Wales Colleges 6, England Colleges 1.
Good to see that you are wasting no time rubbing that result in, Dan.
Well, it has to be done.
And of course, last week's success wasn't the only success that Wales have enjoyed on the international stage. Last night in Dublin, of course, Wales qualified for their first ever major international women's tournament, beating Ireland 2-1.
Yeah, it's a fantastic achievement for Wales, to be fair. And then Rhian Wilkinson coming in back in February, not much time. She's done an unbelievable job with Wales. And it's a bit of a bittersweet moment, really, as in Jess Fishlock, it could be her last tournament she could ever be in, and it'll decorate a fantastic career. And yeah, Welsh football's looking really bright.
You're going to be packing your hat for Switzerland?
Well, I'll have to look on the budget. I'll be trying to go there anyway. And joining us now is Jack Lyons, who is the BUCS 1 assistant manager and also academy manager. Jack, you were there last week for the Wales versus England Colleges game. Did anyone stand out for you?
I think the obvious one is obviously Demery with his 5 goals. I think he scored. But to be fair, I think it showed probably the quality of the players within the Welsh system in terms of how they did within that. Quite a lot of those players obviously play within the development teams within their prospective Welsh Premier League clubs. So I know Demery, as an example, plays for Britton Ferry, a few Britton Ferry players, a few Cam Bryan players, and we actually had Josh Stevens, played centre half. He plays for us within our academy. So my big take home, to be honest, was actually the strength of our league being showcased against what you perceive would be England would be a really good opposition, and they did really, really well. So yeah, it's fantastic to see.
Yeah, and as in you're saying you're the academy manager here, how does the recruitment process of that? Do you go out to these kind of games and scout players, or do you have a scholarship system? How does that work?
Yeah, so within the academy, probably looking more within our obviously the Cardiff area, and maybe slightly outside of that for our academy players within under 8s up to 19s. Kind of the college system, potentially looking at their prospective students, potentially if they go down the university route. And I think it was fantastic for us to be able to host such a kind of prestigious game on campus. So then we can sell what we do as a wider kind of university to think around how they could be future players to play within our first team, play within our BUCS system and things like that as well.
Moving on to your BUCS side, you had a shaky start to the season, but you're now 5 wins in a row and an incredible 20 goals in those games. How did that turnaround come about?
It was a little bit cliche. We did feel like we were a little bit unlucky in those early games. Things didn't fall for us, didn't take some chances. Maybe a couple of decisions didn't go our way. But then we played Swansea at home and things seemed to click. And then the boys have been really, really good from then in terms of not only just sticking with it. We did say that we did feel like a little bit hard done by and things would turn. And it's been really nice to see, obviously Hartbury is stand-up one, going there and winning away from home 6-0. Our first 4 games, 3 of them being away, we knew it was going to be really tough. So it's nice to be able to kind of get the rewards that we felt that we deserved from those early games and feel like we're in a really good space now. There's a couple of games in the league today to see how they go, whether we can still sit top at the close of play today or if we're not, we're in a position to attack the kind of BUCS programme post-Christmas.
Well, speaking of those BUCS games that we've got on today, they've actually kicked off a little bit early. So that's all we've got time for on Up the Archer today. We're going to throw you over to our commentary team, but do make sure you join us next week when we'll be previewing the Cardiff clash that will be taking place at the Arms Park. Alex and Will, over to you.
Hello and a very good afternoon to all of you. We are live here at Kincoid campus in what promises to be an absolute belter between 2 sides that are fighting to propel themselves up into the title race positions. Yes, Cardiff Met welcome Exeter University for their final home game of the season in the BUCS Premier South Division. Very delighted to have Will Richards beside me to help guide us through this one. We're underway, Will, already, and there's been some chances, but this is a huge game for the Archers.
Yeah, it is. It's been a very lively start from Cardiff Met, especially. You know, they changed formation. We spoke to India earlier on, looking to go more attacking, and we can definitely see that paying off so far. But the pressure on Cardiff Met will no doubt have been lifted after securing their survival against Essex last week, and I think they'll be playing with a lot more freedom today, Alex.
Absolutely, and already a chance for Ruby Collerton. Just about got into the box and so nearly got her head on the ball from a cross on this near side on the pitch. But that was a very, very tense start from Exeter, wasn't it?
It was. Collerton broke the lines as she does so well. Whipped in a fantastic cross, pace on the ball, and I think if it was only about 1 millimetre lower, it would have connected with the Cardiff Met player who burst into the box, and that would have been 1-0, but unfortunately the chance just went begging.
Well, Cardiff Met holding some good possession here early on the three bitch at King Coyd, and Kellen Garton and Sophie Davidson just passing it around the back early on, and I think the consistency at the back is going to be a really good building block for Cardiff Met today. They're going to have to feel really confident from the back, and then they can start to look forward.
100%. Obviously these players play a lot with each other, some of them playing in the Adran Prem team as well, which obviously builds that community feeling around the team. The players know each other very well and they've got used to how each other play. Obviously with the change of formation, usually Cardiff Met line up in a 5-3-2. They're playing with 4 at the back now, so there are some changes and adjustments that they will have to get used to, but it's a formation that they're not going to be too uncomfortable with at all.
I'm just seeing Captain Keris Pinchard just down below our gantry here. She's going to be a key player today. Of course, she leads from the front. She's the captain. You know, she's got such a strong football CV. Obviously, Welsh player from Newport, ex-Cardiff City, left to go to the States on an American scholarship, played at Central Methodist University in Missouri, but now is back in Cardiff, thankfully, for the Archers, and she's going to play a pivotal role today.
100%, you know, obviously being the captain, those leadership skills have to really be on display as Collerton now gets into the box.
Yeah, is this a possible chance? But, well, cleared away from the Exeter defence there. I think it was actually Captain Holly Reid for Exeter with the clear. Again, another early chance for Cardiff Met, and they're looking so strong as their press is looking to sort of trouble the Exeter defence early doors here in this crucial matchup.
Definitely that formation change, I think we can see, Alex, is already having a massively positive effect. Well, speaking to India before the match, she said one of the things they struggled with was getting those attacking players, especially the wing backs, Malenga and Houghton, up high into those dangerous positions, but playing them now as wingers, we can already see them breaking the lines, getting in behind that Exeter defence, and as things have gone, they don't really know what's hit them.
It's a pretty good through ball there. I think it was from Liv Barnes, the number 6. Unfortunately, I think it was Sammy Jiminowicz that couldn't quite get on the end of it, but again, Met looking dangerous in these latter parts of the pitch on the Exeter side, and it's Liv Barnes again on the ball, and then just a little bit of consistency passing around the back. Just quick ball though from defender Sophie Davidson, looking to get Sally Grimm on the ball. Sally Grimm coming into the side up from the BUCS second team, Will, so a good opportunity for her to put a performance on.
Definitely, you know, I think not just for Sally in the midfield, but I think for every single player they've got something to prove, places to cement in this team. Obviously, the uncertainty around the new manager coming in at the moment, everyone will be wanting to stake their claim for a starting position.
And Anna Horton here with the cross. Cardiff Met are going to get on the end of it, but it goes over the top and she's not quite able to get a strong header on it. I think it was Katie Daniels with the head. Exeter again having to work very hard as Aoife Priest-Jones looks to get Exeter into their first really promising attack of the game, and that pass just falls through and the Cardiff Met defence get it clear. So Exeter yet to pose a real threat so far here in this matchup.
And you can see the confidence in which these Met players are playing with. They obviously had a very good performance last week against Essex and BUCS, and then they were very unfortunate to lose on the weekend to TNS as well. And you can see the confidence just flowing through their veins at the moment. A lot of players in very good form. Obviously Barnes scoring the goal against Essex, and Collington with 2 and 3 as well. So I think there's a lot to be looking forward to for these players on the pitch.
And Captain Holly Reid for the Archers storming down that far right side, but then just coming back inside. Again, Met just looking to control the centre of the pitch. That's something they're trying to implement with this new formation, and controlling that centre of the pitch, and then they'll look to get out onto the edges and look to get down those wings. But now it's Exeter again with Aoife Priest-Jones, one of their star players, one of the highest goal scorers in the league. As here she managed to get on the ball, but takes a little touch outside of the box, and the cross is no good, and it's away from Cardiff Met's Sophie Davidson. Exeter still looking to press here. Ziminovic with the clearance, but it goes straight to the number 9 of Exeter, and it's fairly safe hands from goalkeeper Daisy Farrow. Daisy Farrow back in the squad, Will. But that's the luxury that Met have, of course, having 2 goalkeepers that they can sort of rotate in and out.
Yeah, the squad depth Cardiff Met have is for BUCS level something that not a lot of other teams are really able to rely on. But with so many games players playing in between the Adran Prem and BUCS, it's so important to have that squad depth. When the going gets tough, the fatigue comes in, it's really important to have that squad depth. And as we saw, Gittins out injured. She's obviously back on the bench today. But being injured for 3 weeks, for most teams, the goalkeeper gets injured and you don't have anyone to come in. Fortunately for Cardiff Met, that squad depth is crucial, and it shows why there.
Yeah, it could easily have been, for other teams, a real part of the season that is actually a nightmare if you're without a goalkeeper. But luckily for Met, they've got that luxury as a huge collision there down, again, under this gantry. You've got a great view of that, Will. But it was Ollie Dale of Exeter crushing the Met attack there. That's something they'll have to do to keep Met at bay.
I think we can just see Exeter almost growing into the game now. Obviously, it was a bit of a shaky start as well from them, but they're getting the ball down on the floor, playing their passing game, which we know they can do so well, and they're getting forwards into more dangerous positions.
And I mean, Exeter have had some season, and then they're on a run as well. They've won the last 3 matches. That began with that win at home against Cardiff Met. They then went on to beat Hartpury 2-1, and then a huge win against USW away at the University of South Wales, and a 2-0 win there. So they're scoring lots, and they've kept a good clean sheet last week at USW.
Yeah, that clean sheet will give them a lot of confidence going into this one. And I think, to be honest, with both teams, we can expect a decent scoring game. The attacking threat of both sides is really one, especially for Exeter. We know the quality that they have in those final thirds of the pitch, and I definitely think today, high scoring match, and one that's going to be fast paced as we've seen so far.
Absolutely, it's been pretty dominant performance so far from Met, as Ziminovic on the ball here, just passing along to Sophie Davidson at the back. It'll be interesting to see how they sort of connect with each other today. Obviously, in that new formation that we've mentioned, it'll be interesting to see how they fare. It takes a while to get used to new formations, doesn't it? Is Cardiff Met looking to attack down that far right wing, and it's the 8 from Cardiff Met, Faith Malenga, looking dangerous, and a very, very good opportunity. Should that have been in the back of the net, Will?
Yeah, I think they would be a bit disappointed with that one, Alex. I think the chance was there, space on the edge of the box, and I think Malenga had a little bit more time than what she thought she had. She took the shot very quickly.
But that goes straight out. And it's in! Oh my goodness me! That is some strike. That caught us all off guard, Will. I mean, I don't know quite who that was. I'm just waiting for her to show her face, but that was incredible.
It was a fantastic finish. The ball from the goalkeeper played out, a poor pass, and it was picked up by the Cardiff Met player. Absolutely no hesitation, took the shot almost first time and rifled it home, maybe 30 yards out.
I mean, that was some strike. I think even the goalkeeper was astounded by just how much pace and power was on that ball.
I think if there was 2 goalkeepers in there, they still wouldn't have saved it.
Absolutely incredible. What a perfect start for Cardiff Met. The Archers go 1-0 up here at Kincoid campus. So the Archers now looking to build on that early lead here they've now gathered.
I think it's almost the perfect start, you know. Started really well. I think Stacey Ayling in the dugout will be extremely pleased with how they've started, and they've got the rewards for it as well.
Absolutely. We were chatting to Stacey Ayling, the head coach, a little earlier on, weren't we, Will? And she was really pleased with how well they've been performing in training, as another strike gets hit by Sally Grimm. I mean, she's having a heck of a game so far.
You can just see the confidence now flowing through her. I mean, you score a goal like that, you're almost indestructible. Anything you take on, you know, you're confident, you think you can score, and she's shown she can score from anywhere. One chance and you take it.
Absolutely, and it was Casey Daniels just then with the attempted shot, just off target, going over the bar. Attack down that far right wing, coming in, and it's the 8 from Cardiff Met.
Chance from
Sally
Malenga.
Faith Malenga,
maybe
looking
thought could have hit the back of the net.
Yeah, that was the one we were hoping.
Yeah,
that
but
was
it wasn't too long after that Cardiff Met did in fact get their goal that they, I think, rightly deserve.
So the cross coming in from Liv Barnes, but not able to get on the end of it are Cardiff Met. So it will be a goal kick for Exeter. Meg Davies in goal for Exeter today, a law student. So she knows her way around not only the campus at Exeter with her studies, but also is going to have a tough time on the pitch today, isn't she?
Yeah, well, we've seen already the attacking threat of Cardiff Met. You know, especially Colleton up front, she'll hassle those centre-backs, breaking the lines as well, as we see Malenga and Grimm on both flanks as well. I expect a lot of shots to come in, and she's going to have a very difficult afternoon, I expect. A lot of work to do.
Absolutely, we will see no doubt more of her today. Given how attacking Cardiff Met have been so far in this game today, as Cardiff Met look to try and catch Exeter off guard, but that's a good turn from the Exeter midfield. But Malenga just keeping things under control for Cardiff Met, but that pass does go astray from Sophie Davidson. So Exeter have a throw here on this side. It's actually quite an interesting view we've got up here from the gantry when it is near. You've got that sort of bird's eye view, which I think is quite a cool aspect to look down onto.
You can definitely see how the game unfolds, formations change. Yeah, it's a great view here at the stadium, up in the gantry. I think one that a lot of people will be very jealous of having.
Yeah, a few people watching from the stands today. That's only going to fill up throughout this match.
And I would say as well, if you haven't thought about coming down, I would definitely make sure, hopefully, when the season kicks off again next year, or even for the remaining games this season, get down to Kincoid Stadium and support the teams. Obviously, we've seen the men do really well, the women in fantastic form as well. There's a lot to get behind here at Cardiff Met.
So much to get behind. And the Archers will take all of that support, won't they? And that's what we have in our favour today, is being at home. They obviously lost 2-1 to Exeter away, and maybe the difference was having that home advantage for Exeter, and now we have it. You know, why not? Why can't we get a win today?
Well, you know, Stacey and both players, they've mentioned that the conditions at Exeter weren't amazing. The grass pitch that Exeter they have is very small compared to the 3G here, and obviously with different surfaces as well. When you get used to playing on 3G, it's very difficult to go back onto grass. The ball moves slower.
Let's have a look at this goal then. It was some strike, wasn't it, Will? I mean, caught everyone off guard. And look at that. I mean, the goalkeeper had just no chance, nowhere near it.
No chance at all. One touch to get the ball out of her feet, second touch to hit, and well, flew into the top corner of the goal. As I said earlier, I don't think two keepers would have saved that one.
Liv Barnes with the first corner of the game for Cardiff Met. And it comes back out to Keris Pinchard, and it's a great ball, and it goes back into the box, and Met unable to get a touch on that, and Exeter will probably look to get it away and do so very, very well. And could they counter here? Aoife Priest-Jones, again, Exeter's star player, on the ball with a pass that doesn't quite find her teammate Poppy Kelly on that far side, but possession back with them. Will Poppy Kelly able to keep this one in? Good strength,
she can,
and she does.
I didn't want to speak too soon.
No.
But I believe I did. I think the ball did go over the line for a goal kick.
Yeah. No, Exeter unable to take their opportunity on the break there, but potentially that's where they could be dangerous, because Cardiff Met are looking really attacking, but on the other hand, they're leaving some space at the back.
Yeah, I think that's been quite clear to see. I think, you know, we see with Cardiff Met, they've typically played a counter-attacking game themselves. In the last couple of weeks, they've changed that, looked to get the ball on the floor, looked to pass, looked to break in behind, and they're continuing that today. However, we do have to mention the attacking threat of Exeter and that counter-attacking threat as well, and it's one they've got to be wary of.
Good few challenges coming in here, and now it is Cardiff Met once again looking to take advantage of a very good ball from the midfield. Ruby Collerton unable to get on the end of it, but good clearance away. Again, Cardiff Met are looking dominant when they have the ball.
They are, and that's what Collerton does best. Pressing the opposition defenders, not giving them any time, forcing mistakes. As I said earlier, 2 goals in 3 games. She's a danger woman for this Cardiff Met side, and one the Exeter defence have to watch very, very carefully.
Yeah, they certainly will have to keep a close eye on those strikers up front for Cardiff Met. There's Aoife Priest-Jones again with a very good ball forward, and Exeter with a fabulous ball in, and on the end of it is Exeter's Holly Reid, and goodness me, that was an opportunity there again on the break for Exeter.
Yeah, well, I think the Exeter captain will be very disappointed with that one. She had time, the ball was played, 2 killer passes, getting in behind that Cardiff Met defence, and maybe just taking the shot a little bit too quickly. It didn't look like she caught it as clean as she wanted, but I think, yeah, very disappointed to not hit the target there.
Yeah, it did seem that she just cut round the inside of the ball, and hence that shot just taking itself wide. But yeah, another great opportunity, and she was around the penalty spot, I think, when she hit that, made contact with that strike.
Yeah, I think you've got to give a lot of credit as well to the Cardiff Met defender, giving her the press, not allowing her to get that shot away cleanly. And you know, when your defenders are rushing onto you like that, it does play on your mind as an attacker. You think you've got more time than you do, and then you think you don't, and then you take the shot. And as we saw there, she took the shot quickly and misplaced it.
I think you're right, Will. I think Sophie Davidson, she did that so well there. Even if you don't think you're going to make that ball, do as much as you can to put off the striker, and she did that so well just then.
100%, just put a bit of weight into them, try and nudge them just slightly, make a little bit of contact.
Bit of noise.
I couldn't have said it better myself. Just try and distract them a little bit. I know it's not the so-called
the etiquette
or whatever, but yeah, you have to make the small changes in your game to take advantage.
When there's so much at stake, Will, you know, a win here today for Cardiff Met gets them the 3 points to take them level with Exeter, which would make them 3rd in the division, and that's really then post-Christmas you're looking at trying to challenge the top 2 in the league.
Exactly, and that's the beauty of BUCS football. It can all change around so very quickly. Obviously, only a couple of weeks ago we were talking about relegation for this Cardiff Met side, and now it's onwards and upwards.
So Cardiff Met retaining possession, but a good challenge in there from Exeter's Zoe Anderson, and now Exeter retain the ball and just passing it round, trying to find themselves some opportunities like they've had in the last few minutes, because they've started to look a little bit more dangerous. But yeah. Collerton there with a great ball in.
A space out wide.
And Casey Daniels looks to try and get in behind. But a good challenge and clear do Exeter.
Just that final bit of quality. Just a better touch. Malenga had acres of space on this near left-hand side. A better touch, and that pass could have been on, and she would have been clear on goal. And potentially that could have been 2-0.
So Exeter sitting fairly deep with their back 3 at the moment. Cardiff Met looking to try and put that pressure on. Out wide they go to Aoife Priest-Jones. Again, great press from Malenga. Through the legs of Aoife Priest-Jones. And the throw-in lands nicely for Cardiff Met's Kellen Garton.
They've done nicely to get themselves out of that one, Cardiff Met. I would say they've beaten the Exeter press extremely well, and they've managed to move the ball through the thirds and eventually get players in behind as well. And they fully deserve their 1-0 lead, obviously the goal coming very early on as well.
How important is an early lead, Will, especially when it's such a crucial match, just to give you that sort of time on the ball? I feel like if it is still 0-0 at this point, it's still a bit edgy, still a bit tense. Now Cardiff Met can relax a little bit.
Yeah, we saw that last week against Essex. It was 0-0 for pretty much the whole game until the final 20 or so minutes, as Colleton getting in behind here.
Potential chance for Colleton, and it's a great save.
It's a fantastic
from Meg
save.
Davies. Goodness me, I mean, she got out to that one really well, Will.
She did, down low to her left. Colleton, the strike had venom behind it. And a great save, just tipping it round the post. And I think they'll be looking to take advantage of this corner.
Colleton looking dangerous as ever on that left foot.
She's come into the side recently, Colleton, and, well, the impact she's made.
Liv Barnes with the injection, and it's Cardiff Met with, is it going to be in? Oh my God, it's everywhere! And it is in. Casey Daniels with taking Met into a 2-0 lead. Goodness me, that was a little bit touch and go for a second there, but Casey Daniels did so well to compose herself and find the back of the net.
Well, it was a scrappy goal, Alex, but Cardiff Met won't mind that one little bit. A goal is a goal, it all counts the same, and Cardiff Met have extended their lead here at Kincoid.
Let's have another little look at that Met goal. It was a little bit touch and go. As I said, the goalie not quite able to take hold of that and keep it safe, and that's where Casey Daniels pounced. But Exeter now are down the other end of the pitch looking to try and just get back into this match, because things are starting to run away now.
They are, and I think the next goal, if there is to be a next goal in this game, is going to be absolutely crucial. If it goes Cardiff Met's way, things could get out of hand and we could be looking at a cricket score potentially. However, if Exeter get it, then it's game on. 2-0, they say, is the most dangerous scoreline in football, Alex.
Whoa. We saw that yet last night, didn't we, Will, with Wales, as Farrow just brings that one in nicely, and yet no surprise she falls to the ground just to take her time here, just some time on the ball. But how good of a win was that to see for Wales last night? It was tense final 8 minutes, but
it was indeed. It was a fantastic event. Wales obviously securing qualification for a major tournament for the first time in their history, and that's only going to be known and remembered forever.
And for the next gen, how important?
For the next generation, now they have those role models to look up to, have the inspiration to go and want to get out on that pitch and replicate what those heroes have done. We saw when England, the Lionesses, won the Euros, how much of an impact that had on women's football in England and in the UK. And I think for Wales, it's only going to be similar. I think the impact is going to be absolutely massive.
And we've had a few of the Cardiff Met players play in the Welsh squads for the junior departments, and so for them, looking up to the senior squads, God, what an inspiration it is. You've got Keris Pinchard, of course, ex-Cardiff City.
And also Sophie Ingle won BUCS with this Cardiff Met side, and she qualified with Wales as well. Along with that, Lily Agg also played for Cardiff Met, who represented Ireland last night. So it just shows the pathway and what is achievable for these young women out on the pitch today.
Absolutely, Will. Big things to come for a lot of these players playing in front of our eyes now. There's a good little head on there from Kellen Garton. Again, Garton on the ball.
She did well there.
Into Anna Horton, again in the squad from last week's win over Essex on this very pitch. But Exeter recover, and Holly Reid, captain. Fantastic. Get the ball back for Exeter. But again, possession changes. It's a little bit all over the place right now. I mean, Cardiff Met just need to get it under control and settle things down. But they've got some space here on this near side, and it's with captain. Fantastic for the Archers. Keris Pinchard in to Molenga. Molenga on this far side. And I think it just goes out of play.
I think out of the two teams, Cardiff Met definitely in possession have looked the more comfortable. They've retained possession really well, recycled it, and I think that's all down to that double pivot they have in midfield. Obviously playing the 4-2-3-1, it's given those centre-backs a lot more stability, allowing them, I think, when they were playing with the 5-3-2, they found it difficult to get the ball into midfield, but now those passing lanes have become much easier as Cardiff Met get on the attack here.
The cross comes in, but no one is there, but Molenga is able to pick it up on the far side. She pushes it back, hoping that Liv Barnes is able to get on the back of it, but unfortunately for the Archers, it goes the way of Exeter, and it's a good header away.
And that was a crucial interception as well. I had to get that one right.
They certainly did. As you say, Will, 2-0. A good scoreline for Cardiff Met, but still dangerous.
It is a dangerous scoreline.
You don't want to settle into
No,
that.
obviously you go 2-0 up, things are going your way, and I would say Cardiff Met still have that momentum. Exeter haven't really been able to trouble Farrow in the Met goal, but you have to guard against complacency. You have to be mindful of the threat that Exeter still possess, because if you take your eye off the ball, so to say, things can change very, very quickly.
Oh, a slight miss-hit from Exeter, and again Holly Reid just not quite making the correct contact with that one, and Cardiff Met clear the ball out of the danger zone. But that's something that Exeter will want to do, but hang on, it's Cardiff Met now who are in the attack, and Molenga looks to play into Casey Daniels, and it does fall to the Exeter defence. And Exeter will look to play out of their half here on this right side of the pitch. It's Millie Lambden who will look to play down the line to Brazil Hawkins, but out for a throw-in.
I think the referee's given a free kick there. I think Molenga was just a little bit late going into the challenge. I didn't think there was too much in it, but the referee obviously saying there was enough to award the free kick to Exeter, and I think they'll be looking to take advantage of this one.
Yeah, good eyes, Will. Very lucky to have you beside me, making sure you know what's going on, because sometimes it's difficult for me here, and it goes into the box. A very good ball into Aoife Priest-Jones.
Could be a
and
chance
danger
still on.
zone for Cardiff Met. Exeter unable to take advantage of a good cross from Ollie Dale. Ollie Dale again going in to the Exeter's Priest-Jones, and she does get her shot away, and it's a little bit all over the place from Met, but they do manage to find a way to get it clear. And now Cardiff Met will look to counter. Players up for the Archers.
The break's on.
Collerton looking to get that ball played into space. It's a good change of direction pass from Sophie Davidson.
It's a great turn.
Space here. Very much space for Sally Grimm to look into, and she's gone for that shot again. She's tried to replicate what happened early on, Will.
Well, I think it was almost an identical position. About 30 yards out, the shot came in right-footed, looking for that same left, the goalie's right-hand top corner, I should say. Unfortunately, that one just going a little bit wide, but Cardiff Met turning things around, going from one end to the other in a matter of seconds, and the confidence you can see not going away anytime soon.
Do you think Meg Davies in goal for Exeter needs to be a little bit more aware of what's happening on the outfield? I think she's leaving a little bit of space sort of back in behind her. She's standing quite far out, which means that Cardiff Met are able to actually go for those long shots, which might seem ridiculous to the onlooker, but actually it's quite a good tactical shot.
It is, it's part of the modern game, the sweeper keeper. I think coaches want to see their goalkeeper almost playing as an outfielder, giving their defence another option on the ball. But obviously the risks are there. If you get it wrong, you can be caught out, and Sally Grimm did exactly that.
Yeah, and why not go for it again when you've sort of hit the target on a couple of occasions already in this match? Keep going for it, I'd say. Liv Barnes on the ball now for the Archers. Back to the American Sami Jiminovic. A good little turn there. And again, back to Captain Pinchard. But Exeter managed to steal the ball away. But Malenga coming in there out of nowhere. And stealing the ball back for the Archers. Liv Barnes now. Into Casey Daniels, the goal scorer.
That's great footwork. Great footwork.
Beautiful stuff. Great period of play for Cardiff Met here. Can they keep the ball in this dangerous area of the pitch?
I would say, Alex, that's one thing that has dramatically improved in the last couple of weeks. The way they retain possession of the football, being able to play through those lines definitely helps, as Exeter may be in with a chance here, breaking the lines once again.
Great ball in here to Captain Holly Reid. Players up for Exeter, but it's a brilliant challenge from Sophie Davidson at the back. And now Liv Barnes on the ball, and there's space out on this near side. Captain Pinchard now for the Archers. Just taking her time now.
I do have to say this Cardiff Met defence has been absolutely rock solid this afternoon, Alex. They've stopped every attack Exeter have thrown at them. Any time Exeter get into a dangerous position, there's always someone there just to stop it and stifle that attack.
Yeah, it certainly seems to me that they've sort of going by the theory of, if in doubt, just get it out. Get it clear. Get it out of the danger zone. And that's been paying off because Exeter just haven't managed to get too close to that Cardiff Met goal. But now, Exeter could potentially be in here. It's Aoife Priest-Jones. Remember, one of Exeter's top goal scorers, so always a danger on the ball. But Malenga able to clinch the ball away from Exeter, and she'll look to play down that into that right side of the pitch into Sally Grimm, and now it's Ruby Collerton.
I think this Cardiff Met side are just playing with a lot more composure. In the last couple of games, you know, they've looked to rush things, and that quality in the final third has just been lacking as Grimm makes her way down the right-hand side.
Beautiful little 1-2. Sally Grimm into the dangerous area about around the penalty spot. Ruby Collerton probably is unable to get on the back of it, but it does land out to Cardiff Met.
Some lovely little step overs there.
Anna Horton into Sally Grimm, who puts in a very, very dangerous cross. That landed in a perfect area, but there's no one from Cardiff Met able to get on the end of it.
It was. The cross was screaming out for an attacker just to get onto the end of it, but the ball just maybe a little bit too much pace on it, and it goes behind for a goal kick, and I think Exeter, they will be taking those all day.
Yeah, dangerous periods for Exeter. They don't want to be going down another goal. That would be 3-0 potentially going into half-time, and that potentially an unassailable lead for Cardiff Met.
It is, but we've seen it get turned over before. There's been some fantastic comebacks, especially on this pitch here.
Oh, it's through the legs. Love to see it. Exeter looking to punish Cardiff Met down this near side of the pitch. Sami Jiminovic unable to cut in that pass, but it is Cardiff Met's defence again able to only actually now put the ball into the Exeter attack.
That was great pressing there from the Exeter striker.
Yeah, Poppy Kelly doing really well to recover the ball for the green and black. Good
That's
little 1-2 there. Poppy Kelly back on the ball now. In it goes for Exeter, but just too long for one of them to get their head on that one. And it will be Sally Grimm to take the ball away out of the danger zone for Cardiff Met.
It's probably Exeter's best spell of the match. They moved the ball around really well. There was pace on the passing, and they looked to be an attempt to get forwards as well, Alex. And it almost resulted in a goal for them. If they can keep going with that, I think they have more than every chance to get back into this game.
Both teams looking to try and get a hold of that ball. Possession playing such an important factor in this match so far. It has been Cardiff Met that have sort of shown more promise on the ball as Malenga has space on this left side. And Cardiff Met probably just playing a little bit of keep ball. They've sort of been back and forth on this pitch, so the lungs might be starting to tire a little bit at the moment, so no surprise that they'll maybe just pass it around the back for a bit, Will.
But I think this is what exactly Stacey Ayling in the dugout will be wanting from her side. They're 2-0 up. They don't need to go for more goals, but they're retaining possession. They look confident, moving the ball on. And it's been a very, very professional performance from the Archers here.
Yeah, nice to see some positive game management from the Archers.
As I said, though, they just have to guard against that complacency. We've seen the threat this Exeter attack poses, and when they can start moving the ball around and getting the ball in behind that Met defence, they have to be wary of that, and they have to be switched on.
Sophie Davidson with the ball at the back for Cardiff Met. Into Farrow. Good to see Farrow getting a few touches on the ball. Great to see her back in the squad in goal. Actually, Farrow also plays for Cardiff Met's cricket team. And does this fall? No, it's just offside. Ruby Collerton unable to take advantage of that. Nice through ball there, but yeah, just been called offside by the linesman.
Yeah, she does that fantastically well. She'll always keep running. It never seems like Ruby Collerton gets tired. Even in the 90th minute, she'll still be trying to get on the end of passes, through balls, crosses, hassling that defence. And for a focal point, obviously she's not the tallest, but she more than makes up for that with the hard running that she does.
Yeah, Collerton was a member of the Charlbury Town Academy growing up. Played a lot for the Met development squad in the last few years, Will. 33 appearances over the last couple of years. I mean, that's such good building blocks for her, isn't it, coming into this sort of more professional side?
It is, and we know the quality of coaching going on at Cardiff Met as well. And when you go through an academy and you get up into the BUCS in the first team, you know, you're used to it, you're used to the surroundings, you're used to the other players, and it all just bodes for a recipe of success, really. And I think you can see that with the way Collerton's been performing in the last couple of weeks, that all that hard work and training is starting to pay off.
Yeah, many of these BUCS first team players also take part in the Welsh Professional League, the Adran Premier. They take place on Sundays usually, so all of these players are playing together so much, and when things like this are sort of coming into play with the new formation, challenging matchups happening midweek in the BUCS division, it's all going to help that they're playing together so much.
100%. Although it is to say not every player in BUCS plays for the Adran Prem side.
Yeah, but it does differ a little bit.
It does bode well. You know, you get used to how everyone's playing, as I said. As Exeter maybe in with a chance here, moving the ball out wide.
Zoe Anderson out to Aoife Priest-Jones, who's been all over the pitch for Exeter, really trying to make something happen for the green and black. And it does go out for a corner, doesn't it, Will?
Great closing down from Grimm there. Not letting the opposition have any time on the ball. Potentially it could have been a chance well worked there from Exeter, but Grimm doing fantastic defensive work, and that's what you want from your wingers. You want them to be helping out the fullbacks. You know, you don't want your fullbacks to be left exposed, especially we see with these Exeter fullbacks pushing high up the pitch, really making it a 2-on-1 in some situations. You need your wingers to get back and do that hard defensive work.
Exeter have decided to play short for this corner, and it ball comes in, but what a block.
Great defending again. Great defending.
That was Anna Horton with the block, but can she get it out again? It's Ziminowicz getting the ball clear, and again, we're just seeing Cardiff Met get it out of the danger zone.
It is, and that's all that matters. You want to cling on to the clean sheet if you can. From a defender's perspective, that's what gives you confidence, and at the moment things are going extremely well for that back four. I do have to say as well though, Alex, Anna Houghton's been really impressive so far in this game. She's been calm, composed. When she has the ball, she's moved it on. She's not done too much, and she's used skill when it mattered. She's been really impressive so far.
She certainly has. Ollie Dale now with the ball for Exeter, looking to try and make something of this first half, as we have about 5 or so minutes remaining, and the shot goes away from Exeter. It's Holly Reid, the captain, with a shot on target, which has been few and far between for Exeter in this first half. So they're really looking to try and make something of this first half.
Definitely, they need to get a goal back as we go into the last 5 minutes, Alex. But again, another Cardiff Met player getting in the way of the shot. and that's what they've done so well. Any chance, whether it be a big chance or a half chance, there's been a Cardiff Met player there to get in the way, and I think almost, I don't want to speak too soon, but it has been almost a perfect performance. Perfect first half performance.
Yeah, you can certainly sense the level of motivation that these archers have. They're willing to put their body on the line for their team. There's so much riding on this match that they are willing to do almost anything to get the 3 points here going into the Christmas break. Remember, it's their last home match of the season, so they'll want to go out on a high. Farrow into Sophie Davidson at the back for Cardiff Met. Looking to play down that far side again with this new formation. It's really starting to pay off as it's Sally Grimm who's storming down that far side. Look at her go. And the archers are storming into the box, but we'll go out for a corner. Brilliant period of play for Cardiff Met this.
Fantastic run that from Sally Grimm. Maybe 40, 50 yards she broke with the ball. Got the cross in, an Exeter player was in the way, but that's what you want when you got your wingers tracking back, to then be able to explode forwards and really create those chances, and Grimm's been really impressive, I have to say.
And look at her go, just as we see a look back at that. Almost it looked like a 100-metre sprint, and she does well to get the cross away, but good defending nonetheless from Exeter.
There was nobody near her at all in there.
No.
Fantastic pace.
Okay, it's Liv Barnes in, and oh my goodness me, it almost drops in at the back post. I think it was, who was that nearly on the end? I think it was Liv Barnes nearly on the end of it.
Well, it was a great chance for Met. I think the keeper, the ball whipped in with venom straight on top of the keeper, and to be honest, she made a bit of a mess of it. The ball on top of her, she didn't claim it, she wasn't strong, and I think the Cardiff Met player just didn't have enough time. I don't really think she saw the ball coming, and if she did, I think that could have very easily been a third.
Oh, and there's a little bit of a collision, but yeah, I think foul play from the Archers on that occasion. Meg Davies just almost getting taken out there by Ruby Collerton. But just looking back to that corner, we don't see it often where you score from a corner. Obviously, conditions play a factor sometimes. The wind, if that helps.
I was going to say as well, they scored last week against Essex from a corner. That was a game where there wasn't many chances. It was a nervy game, obviously, with it being relegation on the line. Shouts for a handball there, not given. But as I was saying, yeah, going back to the Essex game, they scored from a corner, and those small margins in a game of football are so important. You have to take advantage of corners, free kicks. If the game sometimes from open play isn't quite working, fortunately for a Cardiff Met perspective today, they're having a lot of success with open play chances.
Yeah, it's an area where they'll be looking to continue to improve throughout the season, are those set pieces. Again, with their coaches alongside Stacey, they've obviously got Drac Powell, who's sort of the assistant coach under Stacey, but that will be half-time. Cardiff Met with almost the perfect start to this crucial match here. Again, remember, a win would take them up level with Exeter. A really dominant performance from the Archers. They're retaining possession very well, and some of these strikes we've seen have been formidable. Casey Daniels with the goal alongside Sally Grimm with that strike we saw at the beginning of the first half, which was simply outrageous. So half-time here at Kincoid campus. We're going to hand you back into the studio with Will and Dan.
So big strength of their play, their set pieces. Exeter maybe didn't look on the live stream or any footage of Met then. And since then, from that early scare, I think Met been really solid at the back. They've managed to clear every ball. They've managed to be from every set piece. They've been marking their players. They've done an outstanding job at the back.
Yeah, so really even throughout the game from both sides. And in a way, it's almost a story of Met taking their chances where Exeter were unable to.
Yeah, I think Met are on a bit of a high horse after last week's result. It was a great 1-0 result, and they were, well, there's a bit of a threat they were going to get relegated. And to have a team in the top tier of BUCS women's football is crucial for a university like Cardiff Met. So that must have given them some confidence moving on to next games now. And then it's shown tonight, like so far in this game, that they've done really well. And I hope that in the second half they can just carry on and score more and just get those attackers into the play then.
Yeah, so big 45 minutes coming up for Cardiff Met. 2-0 they lead over Exeter in this crucial BUCS matchup. Now, talking of crucial BUCS matchups, last week the men's rugby team were at home to Swansea in a South Wales derby. Everything on the line there, especially pride, as the two South London unis went head to head. Let's catch up with that one and see how they got on.
Their way back into the top four, and a bonus point would be huge for that as well. It is Wilmot on his return. Jacob Wilmot over on the right hand side. Cardiff Met's fourth try, bonus point secured.
A fantastic result that for the Archers that saw them leapfrog Durham and Exeter up into fourth place. Remember, the men are against Exeter this afternoon. Unfortunately, that match isn't being live streamed by BUCS, so do tune in to Met's social media to keep up with how they get on in that one.
Over the weekend, Cardiff Met hosted their first ever Metrox. We sent over our reporter Will Richards to Nyack to find out more.
In 2017, High Rocks quickly established itself as the fastest growing fitness sport in the world. In its first event, 650 people took part. In 2024, it's expected over 425,000 people will have participated in an event. It's taken place in cities such as London, Las Vegas and Johannesburg. Now Cardiff's Met version, Metrox, has made its way to the Kincoid campus.
Despite being the inaugural event at Kincoid, the organisers have certainly raised the bar. With over 8 challenging stations, competitors must complete a 500-metre run around the track after each station, demanding a high level of both functional and aerobic fitness. So what exactly does the race involve?
So basically you start with 500 meters. So around the track is 400, but obviously you start from the beginning of the indoor track. So it's 500 meters run. Then you go back and you do the ski edge, which is 1,000 meters. And then you move on to the box jumps. And I believe it was 100. And you share that with your partner. If you're single, you're doing all the way by yourself, which is brutal. Then you move on to the lunges, so overhead. So females had the 10 kilos overhead, males have 15. And then they move on to the rowers, 1,000 meters. Again, they're sharing between the partners. So another partner is kind of resting. And then we got into the burpees and the jumps. So you could do the burpee all the way to your chest, come up, and you're moving 100 meters. And then the last station you got is a push press. So you got 6 kilos for the females and then 10 kilos for the males.
There are no age groups in this race, which breeds a healthy level of competition amongst its competitors as they push their physical limits. This decision to avoid age groups was to build a community around the event, as it brings people of all ages and backgrounds together, bonding them over the love of one thing. The race was a resounding success, with many participants sharing that overcoming the challenge brought about positive changes both mentally and physically. They also expressed a strong desire to compete in future events.
On reflection, I loved it. Yeah, it was definitely nothing I've done before. It definitely was a mental battle at some points during it, but no, definitely want to do it again.
The event has reached fever pitch here at Cardiff Met University, with well over 70 sign-ups, more than 3 times the original target. Classes have also been fully booked up to 6 weeks before the event took place. Met Rocks is a challenge, but just how rewarding is it?
The feeling you get through achieving things through fitness is completely different, and I hope a lot of people this weekend will see that once they've accomplished something they've never done before, put themselves out of their comfort zones, they'll feel amazing afterwards.
Not only does Met Rocks help develop your physical well-being, the mental benefits are profound. Studies have shown that exercise can treat mild to moderate depression as effectively as antidepressant medication. Not only that, but running can reduce the risk of major depression by 26%. Met Rocks classes and competitions are intrinsically designed to improve general well-being, forcing people to challenge themselves in every way possible.
With such positive physical and mental health effects and the overwhelming response to the first edition of Met Rocks, the ambitions remain sky high for the Met Active team. In this ever-changing sporting landscape, we've already seen traditional games like the Commonwealth come under excruciating pressure, which begs the question, is events such as these the future of the sporting industry?
I don't know about you, Dan, but I feel tired just watching that. So, Cardiff Met 2, Exeter 0 at half-time in the football, and we're able to bring you clips of those 2 goals just now. So, an opportunity for us to take another look at them. And the first ones we see Exeter playing out from the back, the interception coming in from Cardiff Met, and a wonder goal from Sally Grimm. Then from the set play, corner kick taken by Met. The chance almost scuppered there, quite untidy in front of goal, Dan, but they do eventually get it over the line and put themselves into that 2-0 lead.
Yeah, fantastic half, as we already mentioned, so it'll be important for them to come out, play the same, and then hopefully bring back the 3 points. And I was saying before, the main Cardiff clash, some would say next week, we've got another Cardiff clash on campus here after this women's football game. We have Met 2s versus Cardiff University 1s in their game, and yeah, it's a huge game for both sides, but with no game for the first team, it's important all the crowd get down there for the 2s.
Yeah, I think it'll be a good fun afternoon on the 3G here at Kincoid. And of course, good luck to Sophie Davidson, who's playing right back today for Cardiff Met, a third-year sport media student here at Cardiff Met. So she may well be one of us next year on the Sports Broadcast MSc, Dan. It's now time for us to go back to the second half of this match. So Cardiff Met 2, Exeter 0. Alex and Will, let's have a look at the second half.
Thank you very much, Will and Dan. Yes, welcome back. 2-0 here at half-time to Cardiff Met with 2 pretty much outstanding goals from the Archers. It was a sublime performance for the first 45 minutes for Cardiff Met. here in their final home game of the BUCS season. They're taking on a strong Exeter side who sit just above them in the table. Will Richards, what can we expect from this second half?
Well, I think half-time Stacey Ailing will be saying to her players, I want very much more of the same. As you said, a sublime first-half performance from the Archers. They'll look to continue that as we kick off in the second half. From an Exeter point of view, there were some bright sparks in there and they had some good spells, but they're just not connecting with that final pass or getting that shot away. Credit must go to that Cardiff Met defence. But I think from an Exeter point of view, they will be looking just to play maybe with a little bit more intensity and maybe work the ball in and around the box just a little bit more, create a little bit more space, and they'll be looking to get back in the game. 2-0, a very dangerous scoreline as well.
Yeah, you mentioned intensity there, will you? We can just see the Exeter lineup just behind the Met huddle, just doing a little bit of footwork. Maybe that's trying to get them up for this second half, because actually, I think you're right, they have been looking a little bit slow to the ball.
Yeah, they've got 45 minutes to turn it around. We saw what an early goal can do for a side. Obviously, Met scoring inside around the first 10 minutes. Exeter will be hoping they can some sort kind of repeat that as well. But it should be a fantastic second half.
Yes, Exeter will be looking to give Cardiff Met a taste of their own medicine in this second half with an early goal they wouldn't shy away from, would they? They will be looking to get this match back in contention.
Definitely, the first goal, if there is to be a first goal of the second half, is going to be massive for either side. If Met go 3-0 up, I do struggle to see how Exeter will get back into the game. If Exeter do score it though, Alex, we could have a second half for the ages here at Kincoid. It could be really, really good to watch.
We really could. So the second half just about to get underway. It will be Exeter to push back for this second 45-minute period. 2-0 up are the Archers, and they've got 45 minutes to try and hold on to this lead. Exeter punts the ball in to the attack, as Exeter unable to get on the end of it with Poppy Kelly, who's actually had a pretty decent half. Kelly, she's been on the ball quite a lot, she's had some good possession, but just unable really to pose any real threat to the Archer defence, as Sami Ziminowicz just going back to goalkeeper Farrow, and Farrow out to the other side to Davidson. And again, with this new formation that we've mentioned numerous times, it's allowing Cardiff Met to get out to the wider ranks and then look to push up the pitch. But slight error from Met means that the ref has pulled them up and given the free kick to Exeter in potentially a dangerous situation.
And set pieces, I think, for this Exeter side, they have to take advantage of. They've not been able to create anything from open play so far. They have to take advantage of these dead ball situations.
In it goes, and it's Malenga with the block. So Exeter will have an early corner opportunity in this second half. I think it's Aoife Priest on the ball with her teammate. Yeah, they've taken it short, and what can we see here? Maybe this is a training ground little situation, because she's oh my god, she's got the shot away, and it's Malenga who gets the ball out, thankfully for Cardiff Met. But that was some interesting tactics there, but actually paying off.
Yeah, it was a very, very well worked corner. It was taken quickly. The Exeter player round the opposition, got into the box. There was appeals for a penalty. The referee waved them away. Fortunately, from a Cardiff Met perspective, they broke up the other end and win the free kick, just relieving that pressure. But a good start from Exeter in the second half.
Yeah, I think it was Priest Jones who did that nice little bit of skill into the penalty box and was trying to get the whistle for that penalty kick. But yeah, the ref shying away from it, as you say, Will. But a solid start from the Exeter side, as Sami Ziminowicz, I think, is unable to take hold of that ball, as she's actually starting to push up a bit. She needs to get back into position. Exeter might look to take advantage of the out of position American.
Well, that start will give them a lot of confidence. The team in green and black. Exactly the start in the second half that they need to try and make their way back into this game.
Jovinovic back in position, and I think that will be a handball. And yes, the ref pulls up the Exeter number 5, Ollie Dale, and it's possession back to Cardiff Met, and now they'll look to press.
Yeah, well, the arm was in an unnatural position when the ball connected, and as you can see, there was absolutely no complaints from that Exeter side, but Cardiff Met just not being able to work that free kick in the way they wanted to.
What were your thoughts, Will, on that penalty last night for Wales? Do you think it was a fairly obvious decision for the ref?
Well, obviously at the time the referee didn't give the penalty. It was actually VAR which awarded it. There was no appeals or anything, and that's obviously why VAR is in the game, to see things like that. Obviously there's a lot of controversy around it as well, but for anyone associated with that Welsh team, they will not care one little bit. It was a penalty in my opinion. The ball, it was in the arm was in an unnatural position, I should say, and the composure to slot that penalty away in such a high pressure moment really set Wales off.
Yeah, Sally Grimm
allowed them to qualify, really.
Yeah, thank God for VAR for the Welsh squad. They'll be singing its praise for the next few days, I'm sure.
I was going to say, that statement about VAR I don't think will be repeated by many people across the country.
Only here at King Coyd. But Exeter now looking to get into that penalty box, and it's Exeter, Poppy Kelly, going out to that far side, and the cross isn't the one she would have hoped for, but it falls back to Kelly. She gets shot away, she doesn't. She pulls back and she's running all around the Met defence, and that deflection I thought had initially hit the back of the net, but again, it will be a second corner in quick succession for the Exeter team.
Yeah, well, Cardiff Met just making a meal out of those clearances there. 2 clearances that weren't convincing. The ball dropped onto the edge of the box, and fantastic footwork allowed the shot to come away, and again, a great block there, just sailing the ball over.
Let's have another little look at that magical piece of footwork from the Exeter attack. Look at that, she's just dancing around the Cardiff Met defence and does so well to find the space to hit the shot, but Cardiff Met solid in defence once again as the Exeter corner goes in, and it falls.
Chance.
Oh my goodness me, it just skims over the crossbar, and Cardiff Met come away from that a little bit fortunate, Will.
I think a little bit more than fortunate, Alex. That was a fantastic opportunity for Exeter to get back into the game. There was acres of space left for the Exeter attacker there, and it was one I think they'll be really, really disappointed they couldn't hit the target. They made the corner work, and the space was there, and it should be 2-1 in my opinion.
Yeah, I think Will Farrow in goal for the Archers. I think she was simply beaten. She had simply said too good from the Exeter strike. She was certainly beaten, so thank God for her that went over the crossbar, and now we're at the under end of the pitch, and Cardiff Met will now look to take advantage of that missed opportunity.
I do think that. I think if that ball was anywhere on target, the keeper, Farrow, would have had absolutely no chance, and there would have been a goal anywhere but over for Exeter.
Oh, and it's been caught out of possession from the Archer captain, Pinchard, and Exeter looking to take advantage of that. But again, it's Sophie Davidson coming in as the last woman to make sure that ball doesn't get struck. Great work. How important was that chance for Exeter? Let's have another little look. And oh my goodness me, she had time on the ball, and it was Exeter's captain, Holly Reid, with that opportunity. She'll be absolutely gutted.
It's a great defensive header there.
Yeah, absolutely, Will.
They're still with it though, Exeter.
A lot of players crammed into that small area, and now they're starting to spread.
That's a great pass. Collerton with the run.
Collerton, can she get the cross in? In she goes. She goes past one defender. She goes past the next. Can she get a shot away? She goes back and no one's there. Gutting for the Archers. What an opportunity. They had space, but the attack continues.
Just a little bit more composure needed from Collerton there. She did all of the hard work. She broke in behind, beat 1, beat 2, but just that final pass was just lacking and allowing Exeter really... They escaped one there.
Yeah, escape to victory could it be for Exeter. They've got a long way to go if they're going to be called victorious here at King Coyd campus. Remember, 2-0 to the Archers after an early lead from Sally Grimm with that unbelievable screamer, and it was Casey Daniels that put the Archers 2 up in the first half. Great ball into the box. Sally Grimm could get on the end of it, but she doesn't quite have the legs, and it's good defending from Millie Lambden.
Oh, Exeter really on top in the second half.
Here's that chance from Colleton. Will, what do you think she needed to have done here in the final stages of this attack? Could she have just got a shot away herself?
I think it was just what it looked like was a little bit of miscommunication there between the two. As I said, Colleton did all the hard work as this corner comes into the box.
Headed away from the Exeter defence and back into the danger area for Cardiff Met, and Sally Grimm will get on the end of it. Takes a nice little turn. Liv Barnes crosses the ball and it's Ziminowicz on the end of it. Great to see one of her shots get away as a defender. Not often we see that. And Colleton, can she get on the end? She's able to capture the ball. The goalkeeper is out of position and, oh my goodness me, it falls to Exeter and another chance has gone astray for the Archers in that danger zone, Will.
Yeah, Colleton again. The danger woman for this Met side as she's in.
Oh, but it does go again and again. Sorry, Will, cut you off. Getting a bit excited.
No, well, Colleton showing exactly why she's in the team. Breaking those lines time and time again. Fantastic footwork on the edge of the box. Footwork that, you know, would not be out of place on the West End. Fantastic skills from the Archers, number 9. But again, just that little bit of quality just missing.
It really has almost been the perfect performance from Cardiff Met. As you say, Will, not something we'd be adverse to seeing on the West End. As Colleton gets in for another shot away, and it is on target, but it is doing no harm for Meg Davies in goal for Exeter.
Seems like the tide's just beginning to turn in this second half. It was Exeter, Alex, who were all dominating the start of the game. They had some really good chances and they should have a goal for their efforts, but Cardiff Met now just showing exactly why they're 2-0 up.
Exeter now looking to push in to that penalty spot. Can she get the cross away? She does indeed, and oh my goodness me, it just falls wide of the post. Farrow in goal for Cardiff Met was utterly surprised with that shot coming all the way through that back line of Cardiff Met, and again, potentially a little bit fortunate.
Yeah, Exeter, they're doing really, really well, and they're getting closer. And I think Met just need to guard against some of that complacency now, because Exeter, as I said, chance after chance goes begging, and they need to take one. And if it keeps going the way it is, I would expect them to get back in the game and get on that score sheet.
Yeah, the chances are coming thick and fast for Exeter. I mean, we're really going from one end of the pitch to the other. It's really exciting football here on Kincoid campus. If you are on campus, make sure you get down for the closing stages of this match. Still a long way to go in this second half. Cardiff Met 2, Exeter 0. And is there a chance here for the Exeter attack? Dealt with nicely, but it does fall to the green and black. Oh my goodness me, they're all over the place, and it's a great challenge from Sammy Divinovich, and she does get it away. Very, very impressive from the American. And it's Sally Grimm who goes down the line to Ruby Colleton. What a last 10 minutes Colleton has had. So many opportunities. Surely one will eventually go her way. Good header away from the Archer defence. Sally Grimm on the ball once again. She's been key in that central area for Cardiff Met, hasn't she, Will?
They have, and I think Met just need to find a way to stop Exeter from pressing down on the gas pedal here, because they're really going for it. You can see the half-time team talk for them really paying off. They've come out with a much more renewed fighting spirit, and that's only a good thing for this game.
Absolutely, this is exciting stuff, and Exeter will look to chase that ball down, but the ref just pulls them up there for offside, so Cardiff Met will come back for the free kick.
They just need to do what they did best in the first half. Cardiff Met, get on the ball, maybe slow things down just a little bit. They're playing more with much more intensity, I say, but they're trying to force things again.
And what I've seen in the last couple of weeks, when this Met team's force things don't go their way, when they start to play with a calm and more of a reserved presence, that's when they have success.
So we can see Lucy Plum get subbed off, the Sussex-based player just coming off onto the bench, and we will bring you the news of this new player who's just come onto the pitch for Exeter. I believe the new player, just the news coming in, is Naomi Pakate for Exeter. So let's see what she can introduce into this pretty dominant performance from Exeter in this second half.
Yeah, obviously making the change there, Exeter. Looking for a way back into the game. A straight change at the back though, a centre-back for a centre-back is an interesting decision. Maybe it's going to allow them to get those more attacking players high up the pitch, as they have a free kick here, and we know how dangerous they've been from set pieces in the second half. They will be looking to make this one count.
The cross goes in from Priest Jones, and it's a good one, but it does fall to a foot of the archer. And Cardiff Met will get their players out and try and press this Exeter attack, try and keep them away from the danger zone.
Yeah, Priest Jones just showing the quality she has from those dead ball situations.
Zoe Anson tackling the archer, trying to put pressure on her. And now it does fall to Lamita Ruchdi. Ruby Collerton again looking a threat down that far side, Will, and it just falls to Meg Davies in goal. She's, again, we thought at the start of this match when Cardiff Met were putting in attack after attack that Meg Davies was going to have a tough match, and she was going to be busy in that goal.
Yeah, and she has, obviously conceding 2 goals, but if it wasn't for some of the saves she made in that first half, it really could be 3 or 4 to the Archers tonight.
Ollie Dale trying to get down that far side from here in the gantry. She's done well so far to get as far as she has. Nice little 1-2 into Malenga. Malenga will look to try and just slow things down for Met. Keep that possession for the Archers. Sophie Davidson in to Sally Grimm, and that's an awesome playoff. And it is Cardiff Met with a simply wonderful chance and very, very good goalkeeping from Meg Davies. Made herself there for that.
Yeah, she got down well to gather the ball. The ball was played in, fantastic one-touch football from the Archers. And that's again another chance that I think goes begging, and one they should have done better with.
Goodness me, what an opportunity for Cardiff Met, but great goalkeeping.
Down the other end.
And we're down exactly well at the far end, and Farrow gets down well to that. Goodness me, it's end-to-end stuff right now.
It is, both teams having chances. I think it was Kelly, the 11th for Exeter, with that one, but here's the chance for Cardiff Met. Daniels through on goal, just a heavy touch. And the ball got away from her, but it was fantastic keeping. But it could be Exeter in at the other end.
No rest for the wicked here at Kincoid campus. Exeter looking to try and get one of those 2 goals back to make this match really tense going into the final half hour. Sami Ziminowicz gets the ball away into Sally Grimm. Beautiful touch here, just below our gantry position. Really strong base from Grimm, but she's unable to keep hold of that one, and it's, again, Meg Davies to put that ball away into the central midfield. Back to Ollie Dale. Beautiful interception there from Sophie Davidson.
Yeah, the Met defence just remaining resolute, and they're going to have to be as we enter the final half an hour of this one, because as time goes, Alex, the pressure from Exeter will begin to increase, and they have to remain strong, they have to communicate, and as things are going so far for that Met defence, they'll be very happy indeed, despite the chances they've conceded.
I think that word communication, Will, is so important for this Archer team, because like we've said time and time again, they play so much together in the week, on the weekends, in the Adrian Premier Division. You know, they spend so much time together that anything thrown their way, it seems like they have the team cohesion just to deal with anything that comes their way. And so far, Exeter in this second half have been throwing axe after axe, it feels like, and they've just been dealing with it really well.
They have, and especially with the start this Cardiff Met side have had in the BUCS Prem this season, it would have been very easy for them to lose confidence, to lose interest in playing. But the last couple of weeks, the team's almost been rejuvenated. Yeah. And they've found this freedom and been able to express themselves. And all of that is combining into the performances we see in front of us. And it's almost two different teams completely.
Yeah, the last few weeks have almost feel like they're culminating in a simply sublime performance for the Archers so far today. But Exeter are just trying to do something about it. They won't want to leave Kincoid campus without anything to take back to Exeter. They want to take at least a point from this match.
And I think with the quality Exeter know they have as well, they will know that they can get back into this game. They have created a lot of chances and good ones at that. However, the game just starting to slow down a little bit here. But they have to find a way. As a strong challenge goes in.
Yeah, great challenge from Sophie Davidson. She's looked really, really strong today. She's not huge in stature, but she is, goodness me, motivated to make herself big and strong. And so far, Exeter struggling to get past her as Davidson throws that in to, unfortunately, an Exeter player. But it does, after that, fall to Met. And it's Captain Pinchard with the through ball to Molenga. And now, can she get on the end of it? Not quite, but a really strong attacking couple of passes there from the Archers. There's a few of the BUCS boys, it seems, watching on in that far corner. It'll be good to have their support for the remaining half hour or so of this match.
Yeah, and that move all started from Houghton just picking the ball up in the centre of the pitch, and she's done that brilliantly all afternoon, picking the ball up, slowing things down and just spraying passes left and right, moving the ball on, keeping the ball moving, recycling it. And she's had an excellent performance, so to say, in that middle of the park.
I'm just wondering, Will, if sort of the change up from the Cardiff Met manager to implement this new formation, bring in a couple of new players, do you think that was sort of in an aim to mess up the rhythm of this Exeter side, given the fact that they lost away to them, about a month ago?
I think it was probably a bit of both. I think, obviously, they go with the 5-3-2, which they played against Essex. They won that game, and obviously they played with that against USW as well, and they've really stuck with that 5 at the back formation throughout the season. And one thing they've struggled to do is get those attacking players, those danger women, up into the areas that can hurt opposition teams. Against Essex, they managed to get some success, but not quite enough. And I think now, by playing with wingers and fullbacks, those wide areas of the pitch are areas that they can really start to attack, and they have done tonight. And they've had the success for it. Against Essex, I will say, when those wing-backs did get higher up the pitch, it did seem like they didn't have the options either to come back inside or to continue on the outside. And now it's a change of formation, change of shape, and one that's benefited everyone in this Cardiff Met team.
Yeah, it's a nice little through ball, and Collerton is speeding down the runway there. Oh my goodness me, she almost got on the end of it, but Meg Davies does well to get the ball clear. And now it's fallen to Exeter down at the other end of the pitch, and it's Aoife Priest-Jones who is unable to get on the end of it. But
it's Houghton again.
Yeah, Houghton just performing when she needs to most. And Cardiff Met now have space, moving towards the Exeter penalty box, and it falls. Oh my goodness me, it's back and forth, ping pong football, and the ref has called for offside.
Yeah, the ball made its way into the back of the Exeter net, but the flag was well up before that. Grimm there just in an offside position behind the keeper, which is why the flag went up, so that one will not count.
Colleton looking to get in behind that Exeter defence once again. Out to Grimm. Grimm and Colleton have been linking up so well so far today, and it continues. And now there's space on the other side. Molenga now looking to get into that danger zone. Could she pull a shot away? She does, and Molenga hits the top of the bar, but Colleton's there to follow up, and it just goes over the bar. Oh my goodness me, Will. What a couple of pieces of play from Cardiff Met, and somehow the ball doesn't go in the back of the net.
Yeah, well, Colleton's chance was actually flagged for offside, so it saves her blushes there. But the shot from Molenga off the bar, you can see brilliant footwork there. The shot came in on her weaker right foot as well. And inches underneath. And that could have been 3.
Will, I think I might have missed it. Was that second shot technically not in actual play because the offside was called?
Yeah, the flag went up as soon as Colleton had the ball, and Exeter, well, got away with one there, but...
So what you're saying is I've wasted a lot of energy getting excited for that second shot?
Yeah, well, that's the beauty of football, isn't it?
It's a beautiful game.
The beautiful game.
And who is it that's just being taken off for Cardiff Met? Stacey Ayling coming in to make the change. It was...
Houghton, I believe.
Yes, it was indeed.
Going off the number 11.
Houghton had a great game. What do you think of her performance? She's been so good in moving forward for Met, but also tracking back.
She has, obviously playing in that double pivot. She's done fantastically well. She's brought the composure, brought the calm in what has been a storm of a game, Alex. She's done fantastically well. The passing ability has been fantastic. I don't think she's misplaced a pass. She hasn't overrun the ball. She hasn't done too much. She's done the simple things well. And from a player in that position, that's all you can ask for, and she's done it absolutely superbly.
What a tantalising match this has been so far. Around 20 minutes remaining in this crucial BUCS Premier South matchup between Cardiff Met and Exeter. Remember, a win would take Cardiff Met up level with their opponents today. They would be tied 3rd in the division on 11 points. Then they'd be looking to battle the top 2 in the league. Bristol, remember, are so far high up that table. They've been having a tremendous season. Have you seen Bristol play this season, Will?
I haven't seen Bristol play, but Cardiff Met actually played them a couple of weeks ago and came from 2 goals down to draw 2-2 in that one. I think the season for Met is really kind of not gone the way they wanted, but there's been so many bright performances and bright moments that if they can just find that consistency, things could have been very different, and ultimately they're hitting form at almost the perfect time.
Well, that's right, Will. I mean, this Cardiff Met team, as you said, drew 2-2 with the top of the table Bristol, so it just shows that when they perform to the best of their ability, Cardiff Met can challenge anyone in this division.
They have an USW as well, right up the top. A fantastic game between those 2 teams that was played here at King Coyd. Again, Cardiff Met coming down from 2 goals to get the score back to 2-2, but they did ultimately concede a late goal to lose that 1-3-2. But that just shows, those are the top 2 teams really in this division, that this Cardiff Met side isn't one to be pushed over, isn't one to be taken lightly.
Yeah, they've certainly made a name for themselves, have this Cardiff Met team, as I think the ref just pulled up for a free kick there. Oh no, it's just gone in for a throw-in for Exeter.
And obviously as well with the managerial situation, obviously Chris Baker coming in for an interim, he's now absent. Now Stacey Ayling coming in, and still uncertainty over who is going to be that new women's manager. That for a team can have a detrimental effect, but this hasn't stopped this Cardiff Met side. In fact, it's almost inspired them really. Fantastic footwork there.
Awesome footwork, and it's come into another potential opportunity for Cardiff Met. And Exeter find a way to get it away, but it falls to another Cardiff Met foot. And now it's
Jones,
Sally.
I believe.
Yes, indeed. Sally Grimm now. Oh, beautiful footwork. Liv Barnes now gets the shot away. I mean, potentially that looked like more of a cross to me. She didn't quite connect with it. Maybe a bit of confusion from her end, but Cardiff Met looking positive. And are they close to that 3rd goal, Will?
Well, they're certainly pushing for it, Alex. And with the chances they've created in the last 10 minutes or so, you wouldn't say that one's very far away at all.
Exeter now looking to try and pounce on the Cardiff Met defence. Farrow tries to get that one away, but it doesn't go very far. Collerton challenging that Exeter defender. Ruchdi it was. Sally Grimm again tussling her way on this near sideline.
I believe it's Eve Pearson coming onto the pitch.
Eve Pearson has come on for Cardiff Met, has she, Will?
Yeah, the number 12 there, you can see. It's another offside flag goes up.
What do you think Eve Pearson will be able to do in the position she is? She's looking to be very central. Is she going to be sort of that playmaker that makes the move for Cardiff Met and makes those important decisions?
Yeah, it looks like she's taking the position of Houghton there in the double pivot. Maybe just getting a few more legs, so to say, into that midfield. A bit more energy, especially in this last 10, 15 minutes of the game. I think obviously we're going to be expecting Exeter to really push on and try get themselves back into it. And that central midfield position is going to be crucial. And Cardiff Met need to control it if they want to firstly keep the clean sheet and secondly win all 3 points.
Absolutely. Just how good will that 3 points be if it does come for Cardiff Met a little later on?
Very well deserved 3 points if things stay the same as well.
It would be indeed. As Kellen Garton puts the ball into Liv Barnes. Now Molenga on that far side. Gets it onto her left foot. She's coming inside, and that's a really good challenge.
It was a strong challenge there.
Very strong indeed. A corner opportunity now for Cardiff Met.
There's one I believe Dale had to get right as well. The right back for Exeter mistimed that. And that could have been a very, very dangerous decision that was needed to be given by the referee.
And it comes in the corner. Diminic getting very high up to that one, but I think in the end it was Davidson with the header. Great to see that Cardiff Met defence come up and try and push for some goals, you know. I mean, they're actually quite a threat when they get into the penalty box, are those defenders?
Yeah, as I said, the goal last week against Essex came from a corner. And that aerial threat, you have to take advantage of those small margins if you have players who love to get their head on the ball, who love to compete for it. You have to get them in those dangerous areas from set pieces and dead ball situations.
Meg Davies with the goal kick, but it actually falls to a Cardiff Met player, doing well to try and punish those shorter goal kicks from Davies. And now Molenga into Liv Barnes. Casey Daniels doing well there.
Could be a chance on for Exeter if they can play this one right.
Yeah, that's sat nicely. Oh, I thought it had sat nicely. Actually, it fell to Liv Barnes.
Yeah, great defensive work from Barnes there. Look for all the world. It looked like Exeter were going to get on the end of that, but Barnes just did enough.
It's a nice little 1-2 from Exeter. But again, Cardiff Met just getting the body in the way. And time is slowly starting to run out for Exeter, but it is Priest Jones who I thought had got in the end of that, but just been pulled up for offside there on that far side. But Priest Jones has been in that situation a few times in this match.
Yeah, they have managed to work those opportunities well to get their striker in behind. And it is getting to now or never time for this Exeter side. Whether or not they can find a way back into it, they just need to get that final pass, that final bit of quality right. And who knows, going into the last 15 minutes.
Sorry, Will, my mistake. It was actually Poppy Kelly who has been getting in behind there in that final bit of play. But Sami Zeminovic with the clearance from that free kick. And now Collerton looking to impose herself with those beautiful pieces of footwork she's able to put onto this pitch.
Yeah, the pass just not coming off for her there. A great idea, just the wrong execution.
Yeah, no surprise that Meg Davies between the sticks for Exeter is looking to get that ball as far down the other end of the pitch as possible. It's no good for Exeter to be playing in their half at this stage of the game, having been, 2-0 down for a while now.
Yeah, they need to get into that Cardiff Met final third. They started the second half brilliantly, creating chances, but haven't had too much luck in recent minutes as that tackle comes in.
What a challenge from Sophie Davidson. We were just saying how good of a game she's been having, and she is continuing to impress both in attack and in defence.
100%. I think that goes for every Met player as well. They've played fantastically well today. I don't think there's been one bad moment in this Cardiff Met side, but we're just taking a look at that tackle here. Strong challenge. The ball was won cleanly, but Poppy Kelly there, the left wing for Exeter, feeling the effects of that one.
I mean, that was a heck of a challenge. To be honest, I don't know if that was as clean as I originally thought it was, but
I think what happened was Davidson, she won the ball first, and then obviously the follow through just took out Kelly. But the referee is the man in the middle. He makes the decisions. He said it was fine, so whatever he says goes.
Yeah, the referee has had a good game so far. Hasn't actually had too much to do, but Exeter, they're really liking that short corner, aren't they? They're going short, and now it's Poppy Kelly again on the ball. She's got a lot of time to line this one up, and I think she goes for a shot, but it ends up being a nice little cross over to the far side for Exeter, and Cardiff Met now have possession, but it goes back to Exeter, and oh my goodness me, Exeter unable to find the back of the net again. I'm bewildered as how that hasn't gone in for a goal.
It was a fantastic save from Farrow, tipping the ball past the post. I mean, the clearance wasn't convincing. It ricocheted around in the Cardiff Met box between the Met and Exeter players. Eventually, the ball fell to a woman in the green shirt, and the shot came in. Farrow tipping the ball around the post as this corner comes in.
Yeah, Priest-Jones with the corner into a dangerous spot. Farrow coming out, and oh my... Yep, she's got it. A pat on the head from Sophie Davidson to her fellow teammate.
At the third attempt, Farrow just collecting the ball. But dangerous times for this Cardiff Met side.
Sophie Davidson now with a little bit more time, and she'll be thankful for that, because that was a dangerous couple of minutes for Cardiff Met as Exeter look to try and at least get one goal back heading into the final 10 minutes now. 80 minutes on the clock.
It is great to see Kelly back on her feet as well after that strong challenge from Davidson.
Yeah, it's interesting sort of those matchups between their opposite half, isn't it, Will? Because if one puts in a challenge like that, but Exeter coming down that far side, Sophie Kelly, Farrow completely misses it, and it does go in. And Exeter have one goal back. Game on for the green and black. Farrow unable to take hold of that ball, and goodness me, we've got a game on our hands.
Well, Exeter have given themselves a lifeline with that one, Alex. The ball looked like it should have been collected by Farrow, but she just spilt it. As we can see here, Kelly doing fantastic work down that flank. The ball ricocheted in. It fell to an Exeter player. The save was made not convincingly. It fell back and the ball was tapped into an empty net. 2-1, and now really Exeter, as I said, have a lifeline and have a way back into this game.
You know, just immediately it takes me back to last night watching Wales. You know, in those final 8 or so minutes, it got tense, and now it feels like we're in a similar position now. And again, almost instantly at Exeter, back into the Cardiff Met penalty box, and goodness me, they're putting on a performance in this latter stages of the match.
Yeah, that goal really seems to have rattled that Cardiff Met defence. They just need to take their time with it, just slow things down, gain a bit of composure. But Exeter, well, that will give them all the confidence in the world. They've got one, they'll be pushing for another one now, and there's definitely time to get one.
And this is where confidence becomes such an important factor. Then remember, 3 wins on the bounce for Exeter coming into this. And they'll believe, you know, that they can go on to win this, let alone get a draw. But Sally Grimm says no to that idea as she puts in a lovely little ball into number 9, Collerton. Sally Grimm has it back. She goes for the shot and Sally Grimm just misses wide. But a great piece of play from those two, once again linking up in the attack.
Yeah, it was a great 1-2 between Collerton and Grimm there. The shot came in. It was Davies' 2 strong hands on it, as we can see. Grimm breaking through the midfield, playing Collerton in. Collerton out of her feet, playing Grimm back in. The shot came, and as I said, 2 strong hands from Davis.
Actually, a very good save in the end from Davis, because that was a very, very good on-target shot. Exeter get it away, and well away now as it falls to Kellyn Garton for Cardiff Met. Lovely little touch there on the far side from Liv Barnes.
Well, I think we're seeing this game really burst into life now. Exeter know they have to go and get another one, which will in turn leave space for Cardiff Met to counter. And I think we could be in for an absolutely wonderful last 7 minutes here at Kincoid.
Oh, I am buzzing for the last few stages of this match. As much as we want an Archer win here, I'm just grateful that we've got to see the level of football we have today, because it's been tremendous.
That's top quality from both sides.
Possession in the hands of Exeter now as goalkeeper Meg Davies. Actually, a Welsh goalkeeper is Meg Davies, so she's come back home for this one, but it might not feel like home for her being at Kincoid, being an Exeter student, but I'm sure we have given her a warm welcome back to the Welsh capital.
Yeah, I don't think she'd have appreciated the 2 goals scored against her though.
Yeah, maybe not the nicest of welcomes back, as now it's down the end of Cardiff Met. Farrow gets it away, but not far enough, and Captain Pinchard recovers well. Pinchard just slightly scuffs that one, but falls to Mulenga on that far sideline from us here in the gantry. Just over 5 minutes left in regular time here at Kincoid campus.
Good tackle.
Great tackle there from Mulenga. She's tracking back well. Awesome to see, but Exeter potentially have an opportunity here to level things up. Kelly on the far side for Exeter. Great piece of footwork. She doesn't get the shot away. She decides to hit the pass. And it is now Sally Grimm for Cardiff Met, who again links up so well with Ruby Collerton in the number 9 shirt. Dale now for Exeter. Farrow away, but only as far as a green shirt. And again it falls to a green. But Liv Barnes tracking back just like the rest of her team have done so well. They know they need to be in every area of the pitch if they're going to find a way to clinch those 3 points today. Now it's a matter of grit and determination. The level of football maybe doesn't necessarily come into it as much as it has in this match so far. You know, the last 5 minutes is a matter of getting your body in the way and finding a way to just get the 3 points.
Well, you said it brilliantly there, Alex. Into the last 5 minutes we go. Exeter know what they have to do to get back into the game. Obviously, the scoreline now behind by 1 goal. Cardiff Met, they know what they have to do. They have to remain resolute, defensively strong, in order to see out this win.
Sami Zimuic over the ball now. She's had a very good performance. Remember, she's been coming over from the United States, played some time in Washington State for Northwest United FC in Mount Vernon. She's now putting in a heck of a performance for her Archer team now, as a little bit of time being taken in the corner. Good to see from the Archers. Clever.
Yeah, the dark arts being applied here. Cardiff Met winning the corner from that. That's where they want to keep the ball in that corner. If the ball's there, well, they can't. Exeter can't break. If the ball's kept in that position, they won't be conceding a goal. But it's a long 3 minutes in football, and a long 3 minutes they're going to have to see out here.
Cardiff Met have gone short just as Exeter have been doing all game. But now it's Cardiff Met's opportunity to, again, take their time in the corner. And what are your thoughts, Will, on that that tactic when you are in the latter stages of the game? Do you think that's fair game?
Well, every team does it.
Yeah.
And every team would do it, considering the position that Met are in this afternoon. As far as the game goes, you don't want to see too much of it, but you understand exactly why teams do decide to dabble in the dark arts from time to time.
Absolutely fair game, we say, as the Archers have a lot of numbers up, which means that Exeter now potentially have a bit of space to play into. The Archers are tracking back like there's no tomorrow, and it is Kellen Garton that remains strong as that final woman in the defensive line. And the new member into the team, Eve Pearson, doing her job well, coming into this side halfway through the match or so. And again, it's Davidson with another big challenge. She's frustrated that throw-in has gone the way of Exeter. Now time for the green and black to track back. Well, I think it is almost that time of the match where I ask you for your player of the match. Have you had any thoughts?
Yeah, I have. It's been an extremely difficult decision. I really could have given it to any one of those Cardiff Met players. I think Houghton's been fantastic in midfield. Davidson's been an absolute rock at the back. But I think as things are going and as the scoreline remains 2-1, I'm going to have to give it to the woman who scored the first goal of the game, Sally Grimm. She's been absolutely excellent up that right-hand side. Not only going forwards, but doing that nasty defensive work as well. And obviously scoring an absolute wonder goal early on in this game. So for me, she would be player of the match.
Yeah, congratulations to Sally Grimm. She's been linking up so well, as you say, Will, in that attacking sort of positioning with Ruby Colleton.
And that's another player who I could have given it to. Honestly, Ruby, yeah. Honestly, every single one of these Cardiff Met players are putting in an absolute shift today.
Dangerous territory, though, for Cardiff Met, as we've just got minutes remaining, almost seconds on the clock. And good gracious me, we don't want to give away a goal now. Well put away from the American Jimowicz.
Referee's checking his watch.
Tense moments here at Kincoid campus. The green and black edging their way forward.
I think that'll be a goal kick.
And a sigh of relief for the Archers, as that does go out for a goal kick.
They'll be looking to take as much time as possible with this one. Seconds away, the referee just checking his watch again. Still allowing play to continue, though.
I think there'll be maybe a minute or two, just remembering back that challenge that Davidson put in. That took up a little bit of time, so potentially a couple of extra additional minutes on the clock. Again, the referee. Yeah, that's right. We'll keep an eye on him and see when that whistle is taken out of the pocket.
I think from a Cardiff Met perspective now, it's nothing silly. Remain strong in those defensive positions and just see the game out. Exeter will be throwing everything they have at them.
Falls to Liv Barnes. She does a good job of getting it away.
Colleton did well there as well.
But Exeter will go away, and it is a win for the Archers. They have managed to battle out the 3 points here, and goodness me, what a final 10 minutes or so that was. Cardiff Met get the 3 points, and they get the win over third in the table, Exeter. Cardiff Met 2, Exeter 1 here at Kincoid campus. Will, what do you think made the difference in those final 10 minutes? Cardiff Met managed to hold on somehow. It was tense, though.
Yeah, they did. And I think credit goes to their defensive performance. They've obviously changed formation with that 4-2-3-1. And I think playing with that double pivot gave them just more solidity in the centre of the park. But as a defensive standpoint goes, they dealt with everything that Exeter threw at them. obviously conceding a goal, they'll be disappointed with that, especially in the circumstances that it was conceded, I should say. But overall, a fantastic performance from that Cardiff Met side, and fully deserved the 2-1 win.
And just looking back at the goals from Cardiff Met, we obviously got the scoring underway with Sally Grimm, our player of the match, in that first half. That was an incredible goal to score, and that will be going on highlight reels for the rest of the year.
It was. That's a goal I would highly recommend checking out whenever the highlights get posted on Cardiff Met Sport TV. If you did miss it, it was a goal kick. The kick was sort of misplaced. It fell to Grimm about 30 yards out. She took one touch out of her right foot and rifled the ball straight into the top corner. A fantastic strike, and one that I think will be getting replayed and replayed and replayed.
And just a word on Casey Daniels, who went off the pitch sort of midway through that second half, but she was the second goal scorer for Met. But just let's take a look at that first goal to remind you of what happened. Here it was, Sally Grimm, just the vision for that, to spot the goalie out of position, incredible. And this was the second goal from Casey Daniels. And I think what is most critical for me in that finish from Daniels is the willingness just to get into the mixer and just do what you can with the situation you've been dealt with, because that wasn't necessarily pretty, but it got the job done.
Exactly, and as we just saw Exeter's goal there, but it doesn't matter how you do it, and I think that's the one positive out of this Cardiff Met performance. Obviously winning, but they found a way to win. They scored a wonder goal, they scored a scrappy goal, they defended out of their skin for 90 minutes, and they found a way to win and to secure those 3 points.
Okay, well, looking forward, where do Cardiff Met go from here? We've won the last home game of the season, that's huge. We've got one more away match to go in January. What do these players need to do to get themselves up into that higher stages of the league?
Well, obviously having the win today, they had positive performances as well in the last couple of weeks. They'll want to keep that going. Ending off the season with a home win, it's all you can ask for, really. And I think the sky's the limit for this Cardiff Met side, especially, hopefully, with the incoming announcement. I think there's a lot to be excited about for this Cardiff Met side.
Yeah, well, what a day for the Archers. Final score here at Kincoid campus. It's Cardiff Met 2, Exeter 1. We'll see you very, very soon on Cardiff Met Sport TV. But from all of us here, it's goodbye.
Happy to go?
Yeah. Hello, I'm Joe Towns and I'm the Programme Director of the Sport Broadcast Master's degree. The Sport Broadcast MSc is all about live production skills, sports broadcast journalism and content creation, whether that's for social media, for podcasts, long-form documentaries or short-form TikTok. On the Sport Broadcast Master's degree, we try and cover every possible role that you could find in the contemporary sports media industry. We want our students to be prepared for all of them, whether that's behind the camera, directing, producing, editing, operating replays, directing a live stream, or if it's on screen, reporting, presenting, commentating. We've designed this course as the perfect stepping stone into the sport broadcast media industry. In terms of broadcast facilities, we have a fully equipped Adobe Lab, which is our newsroom, a TV news gallery, a radio room, brand new podcast studio, and out on the sports fields we have gantries and galleries so that we can live stream football and rugby every week. This course is a practical course, it's hands-on, it's vocational. We really pride ourselves that we're trying to create students that are multi-skilled and ready to take their career in any direction when they leave us. The big advantage of running this course on this campus here at Cardiff Met is that there is elite sport every week, whether that's Wednesday as part of the BUCS competition or so many of our teams play in National League sporting competitions on the weekend. On a Wednesday afternoon, our students could be directing a live stream of BUCS Super Rugby, they might be filming highlights for a live football match, presenting a radio show, making a podcast, or doing a live TV Up the Archer sports preview show. As well as weekly BUCS fixtures, we also cover some really big events on campus, whether that's our varsity day against
against Bath University.
It's Cardiff Clash. Cardiff Met versus Cardiff University.
Clash on the Court, a triple header in the Archers Arena where we show netball, women's basketball, men's basketball, or the Cardiff Met Sports Awards, a massive event in a hotel in the city where we do all of the VTs and production for what is a brilliant way to round off the year. Across the city and across Wales, we have some very well established relationships with the industry, so our students have opportunities the whole year long to go out on placements. If you're a Welsh speaker,
Shwmae a chroeso I benod arall o Work Theatrig.
then we allow all students to submit any of their coursework in the medium of Welsh. We also have some fantastic opportunities in the Welsh sports broadcast industry. The sport broadcast industry is a fast-changing, ever-evolving space. We're really proud that so many of our graduates go on to work in the industry. There's all sorts of possible opportunities for the students to explore once they finish the Sport Broadcast Master's degree.